No.
Do you want to do that one more time?
No.
Okay, because we're totally live right now. Hey, everybody. Give me just 1 second to actually get my camera to work properly. There we go. How's everybody doing? I am Berserkus. Welcome to the 5th Vanguard of the Vereldium campaign. As you can see, it is super bright outside, and my lighting is going to be very flattering to the right side of my face until the sun goes down. I have with me a brand new Vanguard. Today we have Miresh, McGirt, we have Blanc, we have Fender, and we have Aleister VE, which is Aleister Digby the Baron von Espy, for anybody who enjoys really, really long names. I actually need to pull your token down just a little bit so that everybody else can see the name. Because it was meshed in with Miresh and Blanc because it takes up 4 other spaces.
You cannot contain nobility.
You cannot. So I'd like to introduce everybody. This is BlackIrish19, who's also a Twitch streamer. Please follow him at BlackIrish19 at Twitch. We have Viktory playing McGirt. We have Blanc coming back as Rogue Dragoon is playing as Blanc, the Kobold Ranger. Fender's coming with us for 2 times in a row. This is Wypo, who's going to be playing the Fender, the half-elf bard. We have Aleister the BVE, who's played by EvilEmu. And joining us today as our Ravenous, who will be controlling the monsters, will be, for their hat trick, Horusenio and NightHaze95. Wishing you guys all the best. I'm hoping that everybody has a really fun time. I'd like to go over the quick rules for everybody, just in case you're tuning in for the first time, or just in case you're watching this on YouTube, which, by the way, all of our episodes are now being uploaded to YouTube a minimum of 24 hours after I stream them because of terms of service. I'd like to discuss a little bit about what we do. This is a community-based game where you are able to join in and play as the Vanguard, or you can join in as play as the Ravenous, which are the attackers of the player characters. They will control the monsters. If you would like to play, I'd like for you to please go to the Discord that is in my About channel, and if anybody minds to... All right, thank you very much, Black Irish, for popping the Discord in. You can go and you can roll off. Right now, the community is a little small, so we are doing our best to grow it. So we're just rolling a single D20, and the highest of the rolls will go. I do know that in my advertisement, it did say that there were different players. I always believe that health, family, love, and work need to come first. This is a game. So they took the days for themselves, as I always ask them to do. It is up to you to know exactly when you need that day off, so please take it. So joining us will be these 5 who are going to be our 5th Vanguard. This is the 5th episode that we had of this adventure. And I'd like for you to know a few other interesting things. As you're watching this stream, you'll notice at the bottom, you're slowly accruing what is called trouble bubbles. Those trouble bubbles are channel points. As you continue to watch, you will be accruing them over time, just normally. You don't have to do anything. Every 15 minutes, you're going to see a little box appear next to that number. When that box appears, you can click on it, and you will get a bunch of bonus points. You can do what exactly 10 Chicken Nuggets did, and gift stuff to the caravan. You, as the viewers, and the Ravenous and the Vanguard are all the caravan. So you can contribute to the progress of this party simply by being yourselves. And simply by watching. These are things that you can do. So that you know, traveling food, once the caravan gets 10 days of traveling food, they can move on to the next town. Gold is gold. Weapons are weapons. There's something in there called the healing yodel. This allows you to call out a healing yodel from a far distance. Excuse me. And that healing yodel allows for 1d4 of healing to whomever you want. Last session, we actually had our Ravenous turn in a healing yodel to the monsters so that they can keep fighting. And we also had one of the Vanguard turn a healing yodel into themselves so they didn't fall unconscious. These are all things that you can do. There's also Unleash the Archers, which allows for an entire wave and barrage of arrows to be fired at everybody on the map. If you roll 11 or higher, it hits only the monsters. If you roll 10 or lower, it hits everybody. If you roll a natural 1, it hits only the players. If you roll a natural 20, it is a critical hit against the monsters. And every single one of them gets hit. So, there's also one other thing that I do very special. So you may know inspiration points or inspiration tokens. I do inspiration cards. These are tarot cards. Everybody who starts the game with me, this is your first time, get one. All the other players can get them by the most popular way is to pun the crap out of me and get them that way. The other way is simply just to be awesome. Do something really nice. Do something fantastic. And just be an overall awesome person. And I will usually gift them to you. There's 4 ways you can spend them. You can turn them in and re-roll any dice. Any dice. You can make me re-roll something, such as if I roll a critical hit, you can make me re-roll that to try to get something else. Or you can gift it to somebody else and they can use it. And then there's the 4th way. You tempt fate. You turn over the card, and whatever's on the other side of this card is going to affect the entire party at some point during the session. It could be good, it could be bad. There is a card in here that will instantly level a player up the moment that they draw it. There is also a card that will instantly drop you to 0 hit points with 2 failed death saving throws, and you must immediately roll a d20. So there's a lot of risk, but there's also a lot of reward potential. So, as we get back into it, let's go ahead and do a self-introduction. So, Black Irish, please tell everybody, who is Miresh?
Hello, everybody. Miresh is a 6-foot-tall water genasi with a humanoid form. He walks wearing just simple robes and a bow staff on his back. And he walks as though something was always haunting him.
Awesome. Viktory, would you please be so kind as to introduce us to Dirt McGirt?
Hi, everybody. I'll be playing Dirt McGirt this evening. Dirt is exactly 42 inches tall, halfling. He's a cartography merchant by trade. Some have accused him of resembling a rogue, which he takes great offense at. He's just really good at getting to places that nobody else has found before and sketching out how to get there and maybe get in and out for the right price.
And Rogue Dragoon, can you please introduce us to Blanc?
Yeah, so Blanc is a 2'7", dark blue scaled and kind of ashen gray skin bits, kobold with orange eyes. He wears a he wears a slightly larger kobold skull over his own. It's got a bandolier made up of just teeth, just like kobold teeth, mostly his own. And he carries a longbow that's probably at least 2 times as large as him. That's also made out of bone.
Covered in bones, Blanc is a fantastic fighter and a fantastic role player. Really glad that you were able to step in. Thank you so much for doing so. Wypo, would you please be so kind as to introduce us to Leo Fender and his lifelong goal?
Sure. Leo Fender's about 6'5", certified badass, hard rocker in a leather jacket, jeans, and high boots. Half elf. Lifelong goal to spread rock and roll to the world.
All right. And would Aleister Digby, the Baron von Espy, be so kind as to introduce himself? EvilEmu, would you please make the introduction?
Hello. Aleister Digby, the Baron von Espy, is a 6-foot-ish tall tabaxi Siamese cat-looking creature. He comes from a very, very fledgling, like minor nobility, almost like, just sort of out of politeness, he's considered a noble. And he was about to lose his family seat and did the only thing that made sense at the time, which was sell his soul to an archdemon of some sort.
As you do.
Get warlock powers, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's traveling with this band, seeking to gather his family position once more.
Awesome. And now I see that at least one of our Ravenous are here. The Ravenous are going to be controlling the monsters today. So the Ravenous are going to be communicating with us through the Roll20 chat. I see that NightHaze is on, if NightHaze can hear me, which may or may not. I did tell them that they can come on a little bit later. They're going to be typing to me to tell me if there's going to be anything special that the monsters can do, giving them a lot of role-playing freedom. They can hear everything that we say. They cannot speak to us. Therefore, they are probably saying the most up and you will never know. However, they are also on a specific kind of tactics. You guys are still lower levels, so I asked them not to stab the ever-loving out of you until you cannot possibly play again. However, you guys are level 2 and level 3 now, so I have pulled off a few of the reins. They are not completely unchained, but they're getting there. So just think about that as you all continue your adventures. They are going to be controlling our monsters today, and it's all going to be dependent on where our Vanguard decides to go. So, as the Vanguard gets ready, you all are still within the war-torn city of Sildravil. As you are getting yourself acclimated to seeing all of those who have been injured, all of those who have been affected and ravaged by this war that is tearing through Platinus, the Amiri Confederacy, and Luno, just a few hundred miles away from you, you find little refuge. Those who are here are healing. They are rebuilding. They are doing their best to collect what lives they currently have left and make something more. As you are here, you met a few of the locals. You met one of them who is very deft of hands and also seems to be very in the know about what happens around the town. They don't trust you entirely yet, since you are a trade caravan, not here to trade. You're here to help. That makes them uncomfortable. You all are very much a ragtag bunch of very diverse peoples, coming from all walks of life and all locations. So not everybody knows exactly where you come from, and they're untrusting. To give you an idea of what they're looking for, one of the other patrons in the bar, missing or mangled of leg and arm, hobbled up to you and asked you to take care of the mercantile district. Their craftsmen have been blocked from going back to their workshops because the cockatrices that were used as a biological attack are still there. Those who have been there have been consistently stuck, trapped, and stuck in that petrified state because the cockatrices were constantly on the hunt. However, since they, for the most part, only eat small game, they continuously petrified over and over and over those who are trying to escape. You all swept the floor, and as you swept the floor, you were able to release the mercantile district back to Sildravil, with the merchants and the craftsmen going back into the district to be able to create more goods and to be able to start hammering out the things needed for reconstruction. They're starting to trust you a lot more now. You are back inside of the large central area where you start noticing more people coming and planting purple flowers around the temple towards the north. You can see the same bartender, the one who is very keen at throwing knives, also seems to be holding 2 pots full of purple flowers that he's planting himself. So, 5th Vanguard, what would you like to do?
I'd like to go up to one of the villagers and ask them, what are these flowers for?
As one of the villagers comes by, you see that they have a very large slash going from their temple down to the side of their, down to their shoulder, and you can see a little bit of it on their left oblique. As they're as they're trying to communicate with you, they keep saying, "It was. Each one of these represent one of our people. Each one were killed, and each one lost the fight. We plant these in their memory, and we plant these so that someday they can grow and bloom under the full moon."
I'm so sorry to hear that. I will lower my head in respect.
It is war, the worst of all things that we have created on this plane. I will miss them all very much. And I thank you for your sympathy. Good day to you, sir. And he hobbles off.
I'll return to my companions and tell them what I've discovered of the flowers.
Okay.
Hey, for the record, if I ever bite it in battle, I'd prefer a tree. I think it'd last a little longer.
No. You need a monument. Big bronze statue, mausoleum larger than the mansion in which you currently reside. That's the way to go.
I like that thought. I like that.
Why don't you just make some tools out of your...
You see a couple of people that look over as Blanc says that, and they look and... Did we hear him right? Did he say make tools out of him? And then they take a... Then they take a look at you and they're like, "Oh, you all are with the new caravan that just came in, right? The one who cleared out the cockatrices?"
You got that right.
Indeed.
How's this?
Sorry. Where are my manners? My name is Syldani. I am one of the remaining nobles of this town, and I was actually looking for you. If you don't mind a second of your time.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Lord Syldani. I'm just looking for any sort of insignia or family crest, something that would jog my memory of
Perception check,
nobility.
please.
Perception. Okay. Oop.
20.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah,
My
definitely.
special eyes.
As you do see that he is wearing what appears to be a banner, or a sash. This sash is very intricate, and it looks like it tells some kind of a story. So you would see it as a heraldric crest. However, it is not just a simple crest. It is a banner. It looks like this guy is telling the truth. He is nobility.
Lead on, good sir.
You too. I'm so sorry. Your name, please.
Baron Aleister Digby von Espy.
Oh, a baron. If you don't mind my rudeness, you travel with the caravan as well. Was your hometown also as you see before you?
Vile rebellion, but we did manage to bring peace to those who remained loyal and kick out the vile upstarts. But I'm both happy and sad to say not as ravaged as your home appears to be, but that's why we're here.
I had heard that, and I apologize that something so awful has happened. Betrayal it's the sharpest of knives. Yes, please come to my abode. And you all go to the largest house, which appears to be a absolutely decrepit and mostly burned out mansion. There seems to be a little bit of it is still holding up, and a large tent that's out in front. There are people that are constantly working outside and moving sacks of something back and forth. As he gets to the front, he says, "So, I have been trying to muster as many people as possible to try to give us some more information about what is happening on the outside. Right now, all of our efforts are to reconstruction. However, we have heard that a large contingency of POWs is actually in a place that's quite nearby. I was wondering if I might be able to talk to you all about contracting you for a rescue mission."
Who exactly would we be saving?
There are many of those who were a militia, those who were trying to defend the town as well as they could, but we were overrun. Most of our trained soldiers were killed, but these are still people with the fire in their hearts to defend. We need them.
And prisoners of whom?
Prisoners of the Amiri Confederacy. They are the ones who aggressed, they are the ones who attacked, they are the ones who burned everything. If you can help us with this, I will grant you my aid.
How many prisoners were there? How many were taken?
We believe 30 to 35.
Oh,
A whole battalion. I
Is there
see.
any way you could quantify your aid in a more monetary denomination?
What do you need?
Leo looks to his party mates. What do you guys think?
Booze!
Hmm.
If you wish for alcohol, I can provide some.
I was
We-
thinking more along the lines of gold.
That as well.
Now. What we really need is traveling food.
How about a little of each?
Sounds good to me.
If that is all right with you, I can provide your caravan with a few days' worth of food. That's what we can spare. And gold, I will say 5 gold for every soul that you return to us unharmed.
Is that what a life is worth to you?
It's all that we
Only
have.
5 gold?
Leo, now. We
I-
mustn't be greedy.
I would give you far more, but look at our town. All of the gold has been used for reconstruction. I'm doing my best to budget as well as I can, but if I try to give you any more than that, I'm going to have to pull it from something else.
Rather than gold, think of the way your reputation will increase, Leo.
If reputation is what you wish, we do have bards. We can ask them to write poems if you wish.
bards, you say?
Of course. The structure that you see that was built, what we're currently using as our granary, that used to be a wonderful performance hall. It's not as much anymore, but I did hear that one of your troop had given a performance, and that it was very stirring.
Yes, I heard it was very stirring.
I would be happy to put that in if it would make things easier on your decision.
Help
You
me
are-
organize a show of sorts. If we save your people, you get everybody to come listen to me in that amphitheater.
Done.
Then we are settled. Resources and reputation in return for the safety of your people.
I see. I will give you 5 gold per soul that you are able to bring back. I will give you 5 days worth of traveling food. And I can give you as many people as I can spare to see your event that you put on. Is this a fair trade?
Or as
And-
generous as you are noble.
Thank you. You are as noble as you are kind. As
And
he,
that just, I instantly twinge. It's like, oh no. That's not very noble at all.
okay. So with that, he gives you a small map. This map is based in, it's very, very topographical. It almost looks perfect. Like whoever has done this is probably one of the best map makers that you've seen in a while. And Dirt, as you're looking at this, you're like, wow, this is incredibly detailed. It actually got to the point where you start seeing that there is an underground ruin that is far and close to the river towards the north. There's a circle and an X that points where an entrance is.
And they're hiding.
All right.
underground.
Well, this is clearly a little bit more than adequate. I think we can get our way there pretty easily, and might even be in the direction we were discussing heading anyway. So we can get a bit of 2 birds with 1 stone there, Miresh.
Indeed. Sounds like a plan to me.
If you're willing to help, I can only thank you.
It is our pleasure. This is what we came here for, after all.
And thank you.
Did we get this guy's name?
Syldani.
I don't want to interrupt.
You did. It's Syldani. Okay, everybody's been popping in trouble bubbles to the I just can't sit here, which is good. That means if one of you guys die, and that winds up getting redeemed, one of you doesn't die, per se. Your character does live on, but you are out of the game for the day. So that's not bad. If everybody keeps popping in trouble bubbles into that, who knows? You may survive, maybe survive even death. So, what would you all like to do?
Well, I was gonna.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna ask Sildani before we left. You seem like you got a lot of pull around here. If you want to let the townspeople know, just so they're sure who saved those 10 people in the mercantile districts, you can let them know it was us.
Of course. That's how I found you. You're already building a reputation here.
Ah, perfect.
Perennial tame to all of us, and let us know that it happened. Our merchants and our craftsmen are back to work. We all knew.
Sir Syldani, speaking of your craftsmen,
Yes.
when we were liberating the mercantile district, we found these, a set of tools with a monogram on them. Would you know their owner?
Arvindil. I do, but I am loath to tell you that he is missing.
Missing.
Is he a trained soldier?
No, he's one of our best woodsmiths, and he's also one of the best fletchers I've ever met. He's a bowmaker, and he can create some of the best items that I've ever seen. He's a treasure to Sildravil. But
Where
he
did you
went
last
missing
see
during the fight.
Oh.
He must be a traitor.
No.
I would
Or a
vouch.
POW.
I would vouch for him with my life.
Perhaps he was an unintended capture when they were going after the militia. We may find him too if we pursue this.
Maybe. If I know anything, he is not one that is loath to sit down. He'll fight. He's one of the best shots with a bow I've ever seen. No offense to you, Mr. Blanc.
Oh, we'll see.
Is there
All right.
anything else that I can help you with before you make your way out?
I hold up the coin we got from. I wrote down her name, but I cannot recall at the moment. Do you guys remember the elf's name on the bridge by chance?
Yes.
I was asleep.
Her name was Avrin.
Avrin?
Avrin.
What can you tell me about Avrin, or also do you know anything about this coin?
The coin. Say it's more of a disc than a coin. I can't. No, I'm sorry. Avrin's a mysterious one, but she's been one of the people that have been taking care of our perimeter ever since the fight. I would also trust her very, very much. She makes me a little uncomfortable, to be quite honest. But it's that discomfort that keeps me safe.
It's uncomfortable. How so?
She could probably kill me in seconds.
Oh.
That kind.
She just about threatened to do as much when we arrived.
I'm sure that she
That
only
can
meant
sound
it
good.
out of security. So please do not take it as an offense.
It's all right. I get that a lot.
As you can tell, we've been through a lot.
Of course.
Mr. Blanc, yes, please, don't let me interrupt.
Oh, I was just wondering. Usually people only threaten to kill you when it's out of insecurity. But, hey, what do I know?
True. You are wiser than I had anticipated, young master.
Well, I roll pretty. I mean, I'm pretty good.
He's very wise.
If everything is okay with you, I would like to hopefully hear good news as soon as possible. The fight has happened quite a while ago, and I worry for their safety.
We will do what we can. We'll bring back as many as we are able. You have my word on this.
I appreciate this.
Once more onto the breach.
Northward ho.
Thank you. Okay, so with that information, now knowing that the purple flowers are actually a grave site, and after speaking with Sildari, learning a little bit more about Averin, and seeing what is happening with the town, you now know that there is hope. And the hope is in the militia that may or may not have been captured and may or may not still be alive. So, what would the 5th Vanguard like to do now?
Is it nighttime or is this the next day from last session?
Next day.
Gotcha.
It's like the next episode of Hercules, The Adventures. It's just always morning.
I don't have anything pressing. I'm good to go straight to this map, but what about you guys?
Is there anywhere I could perchance obtain a better set of robes, something sturdier? All I have are traveling clothes.
You did liberate the district, so it's possible. Would you like to go shopping?
Indeed, I would.
Okay. Give me just 1 second. I am going to place NightHaze and Horusenio in the next map, so they have a little bit of an idea of what's going on. As you all travel, and as you all go towards the mercantile district, you all find that there are lots and lots and lots of people simply cleaning it out. As you are watching them, you are seeing that a lot of the craftsmen are just in the middle of their daily chores. You can also see that the cockatrices are sort of left there, mostly because I haven't changed anything from the last fight. But you all are there. You see Baruch and you see Desma as they are hanging out and helping out as much as possible. Madigan is as well, and also her lovely dog, Morty. So as you all are looking around in this area, you know that there isn't a tailor, but the general store is full. Is there anywhere you would like to go? There's the blacksmith, just the general store, and the meadery.
I'll go to the general store.
Okay. As you get into the general store, you notice that most of the coffins that you saw there before and the gravestones have been pulled apart. They're now being used for spare lumber. There is nobody inside right now.
Then,
Loot the place? Loot it? Loot?
no.
Oh.
I'll look outside and call to the closest resident. Excuse me. Would you know who's the merchant here?
Yeah. Oh, that's Arvindil's. I don't know if he's going to be back anytime soon. No one has seen him since the fight.
Oh dear.
I don't think old Avi would mind us using any of his goods to maybe save his life. We could probably borrow them.
How loud are you saying that?
I mean, I'm not whispering.
Roll me a... Nope. Hey, Ravenous, can you do me a favor and roll me 2 d20s?
Oh my god.
I'm gonna use this guy's equipment to save his life. All right, whatever.
So, thank you, Horusenio. So I'm going to use your first one, NightHaze. Leo, can you please roll me a d20?
Yeah. One moment.
Okay. So as your intention comes out, it's just like, well, we should probably take some of his stuff so that we can rescue him. Definitely sounds like what a bandit might say. And you get a couple people start to walk up towards you very, very sternly. And some of them have like large hammers on both sides, and they take them out of their pockets. And they said, listen, I don't know what sort of thing you're hoping for. You're not going to find it here. You should move along.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. We've just been busy liberating this district, saving your people. Now we're going to go save more of your people. My bad. My bad. Jeez.
Just kind of step forward and hopefully flex my position of privilege. It's like, I'm terribly sorry for the slightly uncouth nature of my traveling companions, but we are actually tasked with, and I'm looking because I do not know how to pronounce the mayor's name, unfortunately. I spelled it. But
Syldani.
yep, Syldani. Your Lord Mayor Syldani has requested our assistance in rescuing the 30 to 40 militia members and other merchants and your neighbors who were taken by the bandits who are now POWs. We're merely here to continue equipping ourselves, and we learned that this poor gentleman was actually one of the victims. So, meaning no offense.
Roll me a charisma check with, or sorry, persuasion check with advantage.
Persuasion. Hopefully they like the aristocracy.
It wasn't the aristocracy. It's what you said. As you mentioned the nobleman's name, as you mentioned what you were planning on doing, they lower their hammers and they pop them back into their holsters. And as they put them back, they're like, all right, sorry. We weren't aware that you all were those kind of people. But you gotta admit, that was a really messed up thing to say there, boy. As he's looking at Leo.
I put my hand on his shoulder. We saw the memorial flowers, and he's recently lost someone too. It's just everything's a bit raw, and I keep patting him, like, go along with it.
Oh, okay, Rogue Dragoon, you get a inspiration card.
All right. I want to use 3 of them, so I should have 1 left.
Oh my goodness.
You're turning up all 3?
Oh, well, I'm giving myself 1. I had 3 already, so I want to use 3 with 1 left.
Woo! Okay, let's do this.
Oh, here we go.
Chaos!
If you kill us,
This is the inspiration equivalent of Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah.
If he flips over the tower now, then I can turn mine in later safely.
That is something. Once a card's been pulled, it's out of play for the rest of the game. Or for the rest of the session. I need for Blanc to roll me a D10. Before you do, let's see. Miresh, you're 1 and 2. Dirt, you're 3 and 4. Blanc, you're 5 and 6. Leo, you're 7 and 8. And Aleister, you're 9 and 10.
I already rolled
Looks
it.
like an
Sorry.
8.
Roll again.
What fresh hell? What
Roll
fresh
again?
hell?
Okay.
oh my god, if you kid me.
There you go. 6.
It's not me. Who?
Okay, it's you. All right. So Blanc, this affects you at some point during the session. I'm going to just put this card in front of your little thing on my computer so that I know it's you. And I need for you to roll me another D10. We're going to go backwards on this one. So Aleister is going to start at 1, and then Miresh is going to be 10.
God.
9, did you roll?
Yeah.
So this one's going to affect Miresh.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
It could be good.
Could be good. It could be good, and it could be bad. This one is, what is... Sorry, it's inverted. Give me a minute.
Oh, no.
Okay. All right. All right, so now I have to come up with pretty much a whole new plot line since all three of them came out. But
You suddenly feel a tingle in your left arm.
and the rest of your left side of your face.
Who's making toast?
You smell burnt toast.
Does anyone taste pennies?
I'm so glad that I have so many medically inclined people in my team right now. So as you all are examining through here, those two people do walk away.
All right, then I'd like to go to the blacksmith to see if he has anything I could use.
Okay. There are two smiths that are churning out what appears to be dozens and dozens of rows of prefab nails. So they're trying to churn them out, and they're making as many as possible. It looks like these are all construction supplies. As he comes up, he's like, "Hi, how can I help you?"
Greetings, masters. I was looking
you.
to procure some armor, preferably light or robes if you have any.
We're
Something in my own.
a blacksmith, but we'd be happy to give you something made of leather. We can pat something in.
It would be much appreciated.
Sure. We have some shields here that are still good from the last fight. If you would like some leather armor, we can do that as well.
I'll just take the leather armor for now.
Sure. If you could do me a favor, please, search in D&D Beyond how much leather armor costs. I think it's around like 10 or something like that. I'm not sure. But when you do, we're going to take that out of the caravan's gold. Also, as a sorcerer, can you wear armor?
I believe so.
Check and see on your proficiencies, which is on your D&D Beyond character page. It's on the left-hand side, down. Should say like quarterstaff, simple weapons, light crossbow, light armor. If it says light armor, you can wear it. If not, then there's no point. While he looks for that, please.
Yeah, I want to ask the blacksmiths. Is there any chance you could maybe reinforce this jacket for me? In game terms, I'm looking to turn the leather armor into studded leather armor.
They say yes. It would take a little bit of time to put the studs in, and if you're willing to leave it with them, they can do it in a day.
All right.
But it's up to you whether or not you want to go without your armor.
Yeah, I will. I'll leave the jacket with them. I say,
Okay.
Chrome, please, if you could, and as bright and shiny as possible. Thank you.
Okay. So as you do that, you hand it over, and they're like, "All right, I think I know what you want," and they put it down. And if you can please look up the price for studded leather armor on D&D Beyond.
Yeah, I got it.
Should be under equipment.
Yep.
For the other three of you, is there anything else you want? I know that that Blanc uses arrows. So do you want more arrows for a quiver?
How many do I have? Yeah, sure. I'll take 13.
They will sell you a full quiver. They will not sell you a partial quiver.
Fine. Take a full quiver.
All right. And if you could please search that up as well, and then let me know what that is.
Never mind on my armor. Turns out I have no armor proficiency.
Okay. Do you know how much leather armor costs?
It's 10
10?
gold pieces. Yep.
How much does studded leather armor cost?
45.
45? Okay.
Yep.
So they're willing to reduce the cost of making it by 10 since you're providing the leather. So it's just 35 gold.
Wonderful.
If you could do me a favor, just write that into the caravan growth that we're taking 35 gold away.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Oh, it's 5 copper per arrow? Fine.
Yep.
13. I didn't know it was that. I didn't know it was per arrow. That's totally fine. Just write that into Caravan Growth in our Discord. Also, if anybody hasn't already, please join our Discord. All right. I think we've gone most around. Viktory, would you like to do anything?
No, I think Dirt's pretty much set. He's super into this map and wants to see where it goes.
Okay. Roll me a survival check at advantage, please. DC's very low.
All right, sorry about that. It's 5 copper for a bundle, not per. That's my fault.
5 copper for a bundle, which is how many?
20.
Yeah, it's fine. 5 copper.
Okay.
5 copper, and you get an extra 20 arrows. Okay, Dirt McGirt. McGirt. That is so hard to say. Dirt McGirt. I keep wanting to say McGirk. Like gherkin.
Happens. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're reading this map, and you seem to know the exact way to go. You also know that there doesn't seem to be a safe second entrance. It seems like this is a one-way trip. So you're going to go in, and there's going to be only one way in.
All right. Well, hopefully it's not a one-way trip, but we got to make a U-turn at some point.
I said one-way trip. Sorry, one-way street. That's what I meant to say. One-way street.
Just a little foreshadowing on those
That's what I
cards.
meant to say.
I hear the DM there.
One-way street.
We ain't coming back.
Dirt will, before we head out, grab one of the light crossbows and a case of the bolts off of the caravan.
Okay.
And that'll be all.
Do we still have the health potions, or did those get used up?
No, they're still listed. I apologize. So let's wait to get into the caravan inventory just for a little bit until we finish with any RP or any stuff that needs to happen within the city. And then once you guys decide to make the shift, the next phase will be what from the caravan inventory are we going to take? Cool?
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So while you're still in the town, Leo, you're going to be going without leather armor for this fight.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
You got it. Okay. Does anybody else want to do anything while they are in Sildravil?
I want to take a look around the general store that's empty and almost got beat down. We almost got beat down for. See if there's anything in I want to look in anywhere that might be like a hidey hole, the sort of medieval fantasy equivalent of hiding a shotgun under the counter.
Okay.
Can I help him look?
I'm going to say that this is all happening at the same time, so the transaction is going to be your thing, Wypo.
All right.
So let's get you, Aleister, to roll an investigation check, please, because you're looking for something secret.
Yep. Okay.
Ooh.
And I don't like that. I'm going to burn one of my inspiration cards and try again.
Go for it.
Slightly better, but not worth burning another.
You don't. What you
Okay.
do find is a lot of odd bowstrings. These are things that appear very intricately woven, but from a very odd material. They're stretchy, and they smell funny. You're not sure how funny. Not funny, haha, just funny, very interesting.
Well, I'll take one with me, and when I meet up with the others, say, hey, this smell funny to you?
You put it in front of some of their faces, and they're like, Also, since you're a tabaxi and you put it in front of your face, you instantly start smacking it around, and nobody else is going to be able to smell it.
Exactly. Mine. Keep pawing it.
So, as you are continuing on, is I think the only person who hasn't done something is nobody. So, Blanc leaves 5 copper on the table as he takes one of the quivers of arrows. And he makes sure that somebody sees it and is like, I'm buying this. And he takes it off and he's like, okay. So, I believe this is everybody's thing unless there's more that you want to do.
We don't have to take much time for it, but I'd like to get a big flask and fill it up with something at the meadery, and I'll pay for all of that.
Okay. The meadery doesn't have much. Most of the barrels are emptied. but roll me a perception check.
Yes. Too many windows.
Ain't that the struggle?
Okay. You start thinking, where would somebody hide alcohol inside of a meadery? And then you remember that you saw beds in the northern part. You look underneath one of them, and you do find that one of them has a full bottle of mead underneath it. You aren't able to find a flask, but you are able to find a small carafe that is steel.
Great. I will take them both.
Okay. You do so.
And I'll leave 2 gold pieces on the bed.
Okay. Please remember to type in caravan growth, minus 2 gold.
Gotcha.
All right. So, anything else you all want to do in the Mercantile District?
All
I
good.
think I'm good.
All set.
Okay. In which case, this is where we do our transitional phase. So, what would the caravan like to take with them from the caravan's inventory?
I'll take the Alfladen stone with the ice knife spell in it.
Okay.
I forgot to use that last time. I should have.
I'd like to
I'm
trade
just gonna grab.
my spear for the Palantir spear. Sorry for that. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Okay.
I'd like one of the light crossbows and some bolts.
Okay.
And Dirt's grabbing the same.
Got it. All right. Is there anything else you guys are going to take with you?
Definitely
Oh,
gonna grab some potions of healing.
I'll take one of those as well for myself.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Is that just a normal +1 spear, or does the Paladin mean something?
the Palantir does. It gives you an extra ability. It allows you to cast the scrying spell on a creature that has your same alignment and that you know very well.
Okay.
Ravenous. Yeah, Morty is not a part of the inventory, so nobody can take her.
Or he's the only one we can scry on, though.
Maybe. It depends on what your alignment is, and that's the only reason I have alignment in my game, because some things require good, evil, and the protection from good and evil spell. So, Ravenous, are you ready for a fight? It looks like we are going to the underground location. You know the monsters that you're supposed to control. Let me know when you are ready by typing into the chat. And remember, every monster that is controlled by NightHaze starts with the letter N. Every monster that is controlled by Horusenio starts with the letter H. NightHaze says, and bring it.
Oh, I'm coming for you.
So, as you all are making your trek, we are going to go to the regional map. You all are in the Elven Glade of Sildravil, which is right here. You all need to go a little bit north and a little bit west, which leads you about there. By this perfect map, you know exactly how to get there and exactly where the entrance must be. As you get to the outer side of this, you notice that the camouflage that has been done here is almost professional and is incredibly well done. But because you know exactly where this is, I'm going to have everybody please roll me a perception check. The DC of this is 8. 3 of you have to succeed.
Just out of curiosity, is passive perception a factor, or just roll anyways?
Passive perception is to be snuck up on, or if somebody is trying to mess with you, or if somebody's trying to do something, it's like, do you see it off the side? You are actively searching for this.
Okay.
Wow, bad roll.
17, 11, 6, 10. All right, that's 3. No, all 5 of you rolled. Yeah, it's fine. You all definitely are able to find this place. And as you do, I will be placing you all in the battle map as I throw Cry Havoc.
I love this regional map that you have. This is so cool.
Thank you. Made it myself. It was a part of a stream or two. Please catch my streams if you haven't already. Plug. All right. So, first things first. NightHaze, Horusenio, are you able to see your monsters? And also, since you are going into battle right away, I need for all 5 of you to roll me initiative. Horusenio, NightHaze, please roll initiative for your characters. Except the special ones.
Oops.
I think you know what I mean by that, you two.
I forgot to select my character when I rolled my
Me
initiative.
too.
Not a problem. I can take care of that for you.
Sorry,
Give
it's
me-
rolling twice.
I actually got a good initiative this time, for once. Alright.
When I see such a low initiative, my gut is like, oh no, well, wait, no, I'm not my rogue anymore. I'm a warlock. I like to
Okay,
be...
give me just a moment. I'm going through. I see Aleister. I see Blanc. I see Leo. I see Miresh at 9. Is that correct?
No, I rolled a 17.
My mistake. All right, I'll make that work. Sorry. 1, 7. And Dirt, what did you get?
21.
The fact that this area is so big is scaring me.
Are you seeing a map?
I'm seeing our little corner.
In the bottom
Now I
left.
see it. Gotcha.
Yeah, scroll down a little bit. I was in the wrong area too.
It's a little big.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason for that.
That's why it's a one-way trip.
Blank. Roll me a d10.
Oh boy.
Blank, you feel yourself getting slower, and you are struggling. You're like, why is... I'm faster than this. For some reason, probably due to the way that fate has smiled upon you, you feel yourself struggle to move, and your initiative is now 1.
Oof.
You drew not such a fantastic card. This is inverted, and this is the 10 of swords. If you notice the guy who's being stabbed by 10 swords, yeah, you slow down just a little bit.
It's not that bad.
Nope.
Hey, that just means you got to make your turns count, since it's going to take longer for them to come around.
And Miresh, I need for you to please roll me another d10.
Alrighty.
Me being the sniper, that actually kind of works out for me.
Did that go through? No, it did not. Why didn't it? No. Oh my god. Why is this not working? Okay.
Hey, DM.
Yes, I see it.
Wanted to let you know I've had more than one friend mention how cool the D&D Beyond overlay is in your stream this session.
Oh, awesome. I'm glad that everybody is enjoying it so far. I decided to my stream today. Spent most of the day on it.
Okay.
And that was a lot of fun.
I don't see my character's health when I hover my mouse over it, though.
All right.
Only if that you have to put that in manually. So you can put your health in any of the red bars if you want. Double click on your character, and then you'll see see something to the bottom left-hand side. It looks like a cogwheel. Click that, and then you can put it into any of those. If you put them in both sides of the slashes, you'll get a health bar.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. I do not do that for the monsters because that would be mean.
didn't know about
Horusenio,
the
I have
ball.
added your other character. You can take a look at it in the turn order.
I put my roll in. It's a
Okay.
4.
It is a 4. Dirt.
Yes.
You are a warlock now, correct?
Yeah. Roguelock.
Oh.
Roguelock. Okay. Understood. Thank you very much. All right. So, first is Leo Fender. Leo, as you get inside, it is dark. It is spooky. From the outside, it feels like the greenery is almost shutting itself behind you, as though the door was closing. What do you want to do?
Leo looks around to his party mates, strums a soothing chord, and says, "Don't worry, guys. You got this." And I want to bardically inspire people.
Okay, you're in initiative, so you can only bardically inspire one person per turn.
Okay. I think it's a bonus action. Can I do more than one bonus action or just the one?
You only get one bonus action per turn.
All right. Well, I will inspire Dirt McGirt. And other than that, I'm going to hold and let someone presumably more accustomed to getting hit make the first move.
Okay, so you're going to hold back. All right,
Yep.
Dirt McGirt, you have an extra d6 that you can use at any time, even after you know the roll succeeds or fails. Dirt, it is now your turn.
Dirt is quaking with tremors of rockitude from Leo. But you said it's dark in here? Or is there light that can we see what's going on?
There is barely any light in here.
Okay. Then Dirt is going to stealth as his action this turn. So
Okay.
he's not the first one to bite it walking out in the darkness.
Okay, roll me a stealth check, please.
24.
24. Wow.
I
You
love
know what's up?
rogues.
Can I get all of our Ravenous to please roll me 2 wisdom checks? Perception, if they are available. Miresh, as they roll, what are you going to do? Dirt, you can also move. So do you want to move? Do you want to prepare an action, anything like that?
Yeah, I will hold already a crossbow bolt as my prepared action, but I'll remain where I'm at.
Okay, you got it. Okay, I see. Miresh, it is now your turn.
I'll just move slightly forward. And I'll hold my turn.
You're going to hold your turn. Are you going to hold an action?
Or
Or are you
yeah,
going to
hold my-
pass?
Pass.
You're going to pass. Okay. So, ooh, yeah. Oh, thanks for the Twitch Prime subscriptions, guys. I really appreciate it. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed with Twitch Prime, please do so, especially because so many people are going to die if you don't. Nizu. I'm going to scroll over a little bit. What would Nizu like to do? Hippoki is next, and then No Bobo.
No Bobo.
Bobo.
No Bobo. Because that would be stealing. Aleister, you are the next player character to go. Remember, if your turn is... Oh, so yes, you are supposed to be able to see everything. Give me just a moment, please. I thought I did that correctly, but I guess I didn't. So, you all should be able to see yourselves, but let me check your characters for the lighting. Oh, that's such a shame for me. Advanced. All players see light, basics, tint color. you know what? To make this easier on everybody, since it's a lot of players, we're just going to reveal it.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Oh, snaps.
that's the party room.
Okay.
And to the north of Nobobo is a portcullis.
Portcullis.
Mm-hmm.
Go north. Once you've hit Nobobo,
So,
go
big
north.
gate, man.
I like the troughs full of ectoplasm.
You don't know that yet.
That's how you know it's a party.
Mm-hmm.
Just a trough full of green stuff. So, Nizu, ping twice if you are going to skip your turn.
It could be
Oh,
Jello.
no. Nizu's going to go forward. Hippoki, you're on deck, so please make your actions if you would like to now. Nizu is going to place themselves. Hippoki, you may also place yourself. And Nobobo, you may also place yourself as well. Please tell me that you can see everything too, Hippoki. You are unaware, however, you have been told to guard the area. I'm going to leave this up to you.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Hokum is going to stay forward. Hokum, unfortunately, is having a difficult time, but does see someone in the distance. Hokum, please roll me a wisdom check to see if that's actually someone, or your eyes are just playing tricks on you again. Miresh, roll me a stealth check.
Okay. My stealth is not the best.
Yeah, it's really not the best. That's a 0.
Hi, guys.
Oh, no.
So he snorts. It looks like he's seen you, and
It looks like he's not happy. He's, who you be? You no belong here! And he breaks out his weapons. And it is time to fight.
What is this? What does he look like?
He is a hobgoblin.
Oh, hobgoblins.
Oh, snaps. It's a standoff with my ready crossbow.
It is. Does your dark vision allow you to see past 60 feet?
I don't have dark vision as a halfling.
Then you can't see anything.
Just aiming weapons into the darkness.
Cast magic missile at the darkness.
You absolutely could if that's what you want to do. Do you guys want to cast, do you guys want to throw your radiant actions? You don't see him, but you do hear him.
Wait, we all get a free action?
Not a free action, no, but you do get the opportunity to act. So this is only those who had held their action, which is, I believe, just dirt.
Yeah, I can't see, so I'm just holding mine until somebody next to me is actually threatened.
Okay.
So I have a better sense of where I'm aiming.
Aleister, it is now your turn.
No.
Okay. The longbow is drawn, pulled, and fired directly at Miresh. Miresh, does a 21 hit your armor class?
It absolutely does.
You're hit for 7 points of piercing damage. As you hear this thing and calls for battle. Aleister, it is your turn.
Okay. Well, I don't like that one bit. Show to others. Okay. So I'm just going to move up here, 60 feet of dark vision, so I can see him.
Yes, you can.
And I'm going Eldritch Blast.
Yes, you are. Good old-fashioned, critical hit. All right. Now, I know that it does that where it rolls it for you, but however, we double the dice, so that's 6. So 6 plus 4, that's 10. So still the same number. Never mind.
Quick maths.
Yep.
Yeah, still the same number. Why do I even care? So that knocks him, and as you knock into him, it blasts through his armor. You hear this rustling of chain and this spattering of fluid as he coughs up a bunch of blood. Bonus action for you?
No, and yeah, I'm just gonna stay there. At least keep some eye on him.
Hokum, it is now your turn. Blanc, you are coming next. You hear Hokum.
We're under attack! Ready!
Sorry, that voice. I need to get my kitty mug.
Hearing you say that in that deep voice is really...
So, who's next? That is, so Hokum fired the shot. Blanc, you're next.
Blanc will move up 15 feet. Change that to there.
Did Blanc suddenly become British?
No, this is my normal voice, not my in-game voice.
Oh,
or
gotcha,
character
sorry.
voice. I got 60 feet of dark vision, so should be able to see him from there. Yep, 55. I will cast Hunter's Mark on him.
Okay, Hunter's Mark. He is marked.
I don't know why that comes up with damage, but all right, and then take my longbow, stand on one leg, use a tail support, hold the other leg in both arms to pull back the bow, and take a shot.
Okay, at the perfect side, blah 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 bhavasana, because I've done yoga before. You pull to one side and poof, and you let that arrow fly. Roll me that attack, man.
They go through.
It did not. Did it go through on your screen? An 11. An 11, unfortunately, does not hit. Your arrow goes wide and misses him by just a little bit.
I guess I'll just yell, "Surrender! You're surrounded or die!"
Okay. As that happens, you hear him shout back in common.
It's a one-way entrance!
After that, Leo, it is now your turn.
That does not mean they're surrounded, right? One way, they're surrounded.
Leo steps up a bit, looks at Hokum, and says, "Roses are red, violets are maudlin. There's nothing worse than a hobgoblin." Gonna do dissonant whispers.
Woo!
Or, sorry, vicious mockery.
Vicious mockery? Okay.
Yes. So wisdom save.
All right, can I get a wisdom save for Hokum? Thank you all for everybody who continues to contribute to the goals. That's awesome. So Hokum rolls a 19 and does save.
Yeah, it saves.
He just doesn't seem to be susceptible to mockery today.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Oh well. As a bonus action, I would like to inspire Blanc.
Blanc is now inspired.
Oh boy.
Dirt McGirt.
All right. Well, I am going to move up behind the Baron over here.
Okay.
And then I'm going to, since it's still dark, I'm going to just launch an Eldritch Blast where I believe it's Hokum, who's been kind of grunting and screaming the whole time.
Okay, roll me a... you can make this attack at disadvantage. To roll a disadvantage, remember, hold down the left control or left command if you're on a Mac.
Okay. Oh, that's
8,
fine. I'm going to add my
unfortunately.
D6 on that
Okay.
from my inspiration. 13.
13. Unfortunately, a 13 does not hit, and it does not fire through.
All right. Oh, well, this wasn't on the map. And then I'm just going to kind of like sulk behind the Baron.
Okay. Miresh.
Don't worry, it takes a little getting used to after you sell your soul.
With an arrow inside you, what are you going to do?
Oh, God. Well, I'm going to back up just a little bit.
Okay.
And let me see. Now, how far away am I from this guy? 70 feet.
Mm-hmm. Do you have dark vision?
I do not.
If you're going to make this
So-
attack, you'd be making it a disadvantage. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to shoot an air bolt his way.
Air bolt. Okay.
Did that work?
It did. A 7, unfortunately, is not enough. The compressed air fires forward like a pistol shrimp's bullet, and it doesn't seem to make contact.
Unfortunately.
Nizu, it is now your turn. Hippoki is next, and Nobobo is right after. Nizu going right behind Hokum. I have a feeling that Nizu is going to be pulling out the longbow and is going to try to make an attack against Blanc. Blanc, does a 10 hit your armor class?
No.
The arrow flies, you simply do a quick wah! And you come back and then tree pose and are ready to go.
I love this character.
I'm making most of the stuff up on the fly, but I'm into it. So, Hippoki, it is now Hippoki's turn. Hippoki is going to move forward 30 feet. Nobobo may move as well. Hippoki is just going to move himself forward 30 feet. Nobobo is going to go next. Aleister Digby is the next character to go as soon as I see what Nobobo is planning on doing. Nobobo is going to stay. Aleister, it is now your turn.
He's guarding the heck out of that portcullis.
Well, I ain't moving. I'm still in 55. So Hokum is getting another Eldritch Blast.
Blast him.
Okay, fire it at Hokum.
You know what? Another inspiration. I don't like that natural one.
Why not? You get an
Hey.
inspiration. You get an inspiration. Everybody gets an inspiration.
15.
15 does not hit.
Ah!
15 doesn't hit.
It smashes into his massive chainmail armor, and it just bounces off.
I just cursed at him in Infernal. Leave it alone.
You hear him very nobly. And your mother. You hear Hohokum looking back at you. He's like,
Tickles.
all right. Bonus action for Aleister.
None.
Movement.
Stay where I am just so I can kind of see.
Hokum, it is now your turn. Hokum looks at the rest of the party, and as he does, he pulls that bow back. Pulls it and tries to pick his target. Blanc. Raises his up. Looks down the shaft. Fires. 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
3 points of piercing damage. He rolled low on the damage. Hokum is going to retreat and get himself cover. Blanc, it is now your turn. As Hokum grins and puts his back to the wall.
Can I take out the arrow that hit me and use it to shoot back at
Oh, hell yeah.
whoever that one is that's still in the open?
The bard thinks that's metal.
We need that. I like that energy.
Sure. Roll me a d20. If you roll 10 or higher, I'll say that happens.
Hey.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a card of inspiration for doing that too. So you get the arrow and you and you launch it over at Nizu. Go ahead and roll me an attack. Oh, you did already. 15. As that happens, it sticks into Nizu. However, he looks up.
Not quite.
You still have. Sorry.
Inspiration does something, right?
I was
Yes, it
gonna say
does.
You can use that if you want. Roll a
D4?
d6.
A D6.
D6.
Mm-hmm.
Extra 4 points.
Can't. You're muted, Adam.
I didn't say anything.
This is a 19
Oh.
hit.
19 does hit for 8 points of piercing damage. And with
Nice.
that, Nizu starts to bleed from that one spot. And he's...
Oh!
All right. That did do a good bit of damage. All right, so movement, bonus action. Excuse me. Blanc?
Movement, I'll move back behind Leo. Sorry about that. I'm watching your stream and the time difference threw me off.
Got it. Okay. All right. You're going to move back. No bonus action. Leo, it's now your turn.
Leo will once again. This time I'm going to viciously mock. What's this? What's his name here in the bottom? Nizu?
Nizu.
Nizu. Nizu Pleazu. I don't know. Wisdom save.
I'll give you that. Can I get a wisdom save from Nizu? Unfortunately, another 19.
A little bit frustrated that he can't seem to get through to these hobgoblins. Probably tiny brains. I'm going to step back behind my friends here and pat Dirt McGirt on the shoulder and say, shoot him good, and give him an inspiration.
Okay.
Yep, 2 left.
Got it. Okay.
Good.
Dirt, it is now your turn.
All right. Dirt's pretty stoked on the confidence that Freddy's instilled in him there, and he's just gonna lob another Eldritch Blast in the same direction that Blanc just shot.
Okay, you're going to be
the
rolling at
southern
disadvantage
hobgoblin
again.
there.
Is that okay?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, the 2 non-dark vision folks. Yeah.
Okay.
That's no good.
13 is not going to hit.
Nope.
Do you want to...
There's just eye on the exit.
Okay. Bonus action, movement?
No, I don't have anything to do. I'll just chill. I'm vaguely using the bear as cover. Being a halfling.
It worked in the last time that he played. Nobody was able to hit him.
Yeah.
It's a warlock with rogue level dexterity because of his cat features.
Yeah, this is true. Miresh, it is now your turn.
Alrighty. I'm gonna just back up here to the entrance. And I should still be perfectly within range, 80 feet. Once again, disadvantage air bolts. Let's give it a shot.
Let's do it.
Towards Nizu.
An 11 won't hit. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine. I'll use my bonus. Well, no, I'll save it. I'll end.
Mind if I cut in? There's 2 things I forgot on my turn. Sorry.
You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to wait to the end of your turn. But what is it that you would like to do?
I forgot to add the Hunter's Mark damage, and I forgot to roll for concentration because I got damaged. So it would have to be concentration first, and see if I hold Hunter's Mark.
Who did you hit with Hunter's Mark?
No, it was Hokum, so never mind on that. But I still need to roll for concentration.
You need to roll a 10. Sorry.
I lose it.
Okay. Unfortunately, Hunter's Mark fades. And Hokum is no longer Hunter's Marked. Okay. Good lord, my throat. Can't be doing all these hobgoblin voices. Miresh, that is your turn. Nizu, it is now your turn. Hippoki, next. No Bobo, right after. Nizu's backing up. Nizu is going to hold their turn. Hippoki is now next. And Nabobo, you can go ahead and make your turn as well. Since you all are different colors, it's much easier for me to figure this out. What is Hippoki going to do? Hippoki is going to get in position.
Oh, no.
Time for pokies. That's what he says. Nabobo is going to get himself into cover. And Hippoki is going to continue to fire at Blanc. Does a 14 hit your armor class?
It does not.
The arrow goes far. Hippoki does a run and gun. Do, shing! Do, and runs back into cover. You now have no visual on any enemies in front of you. Aleister, what are you going to do?
All right, let's measure this out. Okay, I will come to here. Make sure I measured that right. Yes, I did. And
Looks like they're all starting to taunt you from the other side.
I'll just blast that one.
unis.
Are they 60 feet away from you?
That one is.
Okay.
Just make sure.
Fire a shot at Nizu. 60 feet exactly. Okay. Roll an attack. 24 definitely hits. 6 points of force damage.
And then in common with it, just like infernal accent, just to get a little bit of that. I see you.
Okay. Let me see if I can actually do that for you. You see them as they, you see them as you fire off the shot, and
I see you.
Ooh.
I am your dungeon master. Okay.
Oh God.
Healing
that's
Yodel
evil.
redeemed on Nizu. Okay. I roll a d4. God, I love it when people do this. This is so much fun. That's 2 added on Nizu. Nice.
And having seen that, just a little more of the, just means more hit points for me to take away.
Also, I did not touch my lighting. That red came up on its own, so it knows you. Wow, you guys are getting really close to all the community goals. I have to start recalculating my algorithms. Bonus action for you, Baron?
And I used most of my movements. I'm just going to sit pretty.
Hokum. Hokum is going to move themselves out of cover in clear view of Aleister.
Mm-hmm.
As he taunts you,
Peekaboo.
Yes.
and he fires off a longbow shot at you. Does an 18 hit your armor class?
It does.
That's 4 points of piercing damage. As
Okay.
Hokum retreats back into cover.
Before he retreats, I'm going to use my reaction and hellishly rebuke him.
Okay. Go ahead and do so.
Yep. Okay, this should be 2d10.
Does it just happen?
It's a dex save, so it's if they hit 14, it's half the damage. Otherwise, it's full.
Hokum, you are going to make this at disadvantage. So roll twice. We're going to take the lower number.
And did I take 4 points of damage?
You took 4 points of damage regardless.
Perfect. Yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's a
just
4 and a 5. You rolled a 4, so you've taken 16 points of fire damage. Baron, how do you want to do this?
Just say, you shouldn't have done that. As flames just engulf him from the ground, and he's just kind of left a smoldering pile.
Absolutely do. You just watch him burn up. Dead.
And then one more time. I see you.
Yes, you do. Roll me a d20.
We didn't start the fire.
If it is
Just-
above a 16, I'm going to say that he is lit on fire.
Just a straight d20.
Just a straight d20. If it is 16 or above,
Nope.
okay. So he just dies in a smoldering heap. It is still dark.
Yep.
Bonus action?
Oh, I see. Well, no, that was actually my reaction. It's Hokum's turn. Not anymore, but
No, right, sorry. Blanc, it is now your turn.
Blanc will move up to about there. And I don't think I can see anyone, actually. Yeah, I only got dark vision at 60 feet, so I can't actually see anyone.
You can't. Double move?
Then I'll double move to. See, I was there. I'll move right next to Hokum's body
Okay.
and crouch down and use his body as cover.
Okay. Are you going to go prone?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say that you go in, you do a kobold slide, and you are now using Hokum's body as cover. So all long-range attacks against you have disadvantage. However, that is reflexive. Leo, it's now your turn. Leo?
Yeah, sorry, I was muted. Leo's going to take his movement to advance a bit. And then I have a question for you about how a spell works.
Yay.
So I'm looking at using Fairy Fire.
Mhm.
Can outline things in light.
Mhm.
And the range is the 15 feet cube. I just need to know how that cube, the geometry, a 20-foot cube rather, of that cube works. Because if I'm to cast it 60 feet from myself with the center right here.
Can you click on the name of the spell, and then when the menu on the right-hand side pops up to explain it, you'll see on the very top right-hand side, it'll say, send it to the VTT.
I just did. My main goal here is, I mean, if I could hit one of them with the fire, great, but I mostly just want to light up that room, and I'm wondering if the spell does that, and I'm not sure.
I will say that it will need to affect a creature. So it will light it up just for that one casting of the spell, and if it affects one of them, it will, it does shed dim light in 10-foot radius.
Okay. Then I'll cast it with the center point right here.
Okay.
So that's a 20 feet cube. And then objects and affected creatures shed dim light in 10-foot radius, and it lasts for a minute.
So you would be able to hit Hippoki with that. Is that okay?
Yeah.
It's not a 20-foot radius. It's a 20-foot cube.
Right. I just didn't know what that. I'm struggling to understand.
One of those white boxes is 5 feet. So it's a 4x4 box.
4x4. Gotcha. Okay. Then yeah. Is
Okay.
there a way for me to draw borders? Draw shape.
Yeah. Yes, you can.
All right, so the center was right here. So.
You want that? I'll draw it for you.
I got it right there.
Nice.
Okay.
So that's all lit up. And then bonus action, give inspiration to Miresh, and that's my turn.
Hippoki, please roll me a... by the way, you're concentrating, so remember that if you take any damage. Dexterity saving throw. A 5. You are now affected by fairy fire and are radiating light. All attacks against you have advantage. Any attacks that would have disadvantage against you because of sight are now negated. Hokum actually was... Hokum actually had to roll his dexterity saving throw at disadvantage because of a card that Miresh had picked. It was the first spell that was cast by one of the warlocks. Whatever that was going to get advantage.
Oh, it was the Hellish Rebuke, so it killed him anyway.
Hellish Rebuke was the first leveled spell that one of you cast. All right, so Hippoki is now glowing. And you all can see him. That is your turn, Leo. Dirt, it is now your turn.
All right. Seeing that the area is glowing, Dirt's going to move up his 25-foot distance. Still can't really make out any foes from there, though.
Right, the area is not glowing, just Hippoki.
Oh, just Hippoki. Okay. And Dirt's taking his action to light his lantern so he can see something here.
Okay. Can you click on that and send it to the VTT, just so I get the specs of the lantern?
Sure.
You will need to drop it in order to be able to use a crossbow. Cool? Thank you very much. 30-foot radius of bright light, and dim light for an extra 30 feet. So you have sight up to 60 feet.
Okay.
You still cannot see Nizu.
Nope.
Okay, Miresh, it is now your turn.
All right. Well, I'm gonna
You're back there, bud.
select the right thing, and
That's a
let's
good first
see,
start.
my moving speed is only 30, so I'll just move up a little bit, and I will hold my turn.
You pass, or you're going to hold until something happens?
Hold until one of the enemies comes close enough to be in the range of the lantern.
Okay, what action are you holding? And it's a visual cue, correct?
Yes.
So what are you holding?
My air bolt.
Okay, you're holding an airboat bolt until somebody is within visual range of you to fire it upon. Got it.
Yes.
Nizu, it is your turn. You can see Blanc. You may be able to see the Baron. However, Nizu is going to make a tactical retreat and get to the bulwark. Hippoki, you are glowing with fairy fire. This purple fire is all over your body and is not hurting you, not burning you, but you are glowing with this purplish light. Nobobo, you may also go. Go, no, Bobo. Does not like sparkles and roars.
Let me fight you!
And he is getting into melee with Blanc, who is currently prone. This attack will be at advantage.
Oh,
Hippoki,
no.
hold down shift and click.
I squish you!
Does an 11 hit your armor class?
No.
It was a 6 and an 11. It was a damn shame. So as Hippoki pulls it up and slams it into the ground, you twist and dodge out of the way just in time as the sword hits nothing. Nobobo, did I see you skip, or what are you going to do?
Also,
Is going to skip the turn.
Miresh gets his ready to action, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, Hippoki moved in. So since
Your
he's
attack
in
is
my
at advantage.
Fantastic. That's left shift. Yes.
Left shift. Yeah.
Ooh.
Critical hits. Nice.
Oh, buddy.
4 doubled. That's 8. So he's looking really rough after that air blast.
He got lit up.
Hippoki turns around.
Get ready!
Did Hippoki move away from me? Because if so, I should get attack opportunity, right?
You do at disadvantage.
Okay. I will attack with... Guess I'll just use the hand axe.
Hold on, would the advantage from fairy fire negate the disadvantage?
It would, so I guess it wouldn't matter. So it'd just be a straight roll.
The
Thank you
first
for
one,
pointing
right?
that out. So it's
Yeah.
19 to hit. It does hit. 5 points of slashing damage on his ankles, and man, he is looking rough.
You went straight for the Achilles heel.
I cut you!
He looks back.
Oh!
Nobobo is skipping their turn. Aleister, it is now your turn. You are in melee with Hippoki.
Yep, and I just realized that is not good for Eldritch Blast. Even
It
though
is
it's a cantrip,
not.
right?
Yeah, it is not good for any range casters.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure even though it's a cantrip. So I will say... oh, okay, I'll do this. I'll just look at him with the sparkling fairy fire and say, sequins really do suit you. And I will take an advantage with dagger number 1.
15 does not hit.
And then I will use the... Do I get that? Let me just make sure of one quick thing. Bonus action, yes I can.
Mm-hmm.
I will take advantage with dagger number 2.
That does hit. I have to check your roll. It's 2 to hit.
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah,
it's
don't
2
use-
points of damage.
Don't add the 3, yeah.
Right. Aleister, how do you want to do this?
Just after missing 1, just use the momentum on circling around and just stab right in the middle of right in the sternum with the other dagger.
Nice.
You absolutely do. With the whirl of steel, you take out Hippoki and you stab it right in between his, right in between the scales on his chest. And as you do, he just dead.
Pleasure dancing with you.
And his fairy fire dies with him.
Poetic.
Okay, Blanc, it is now your turn.
Blanc will get up and move just behind this pile of logs.
It is half your movement to get up. Is that 15 feet of movement?
Is it? It's a little bit more. It's 20, so I can only get to like.
Just to rub about right there, yeah.
You know what? Actually, can I just go behind the chest? That's 15.
Sure.
Sure. I'll use the chest as cover, and I will hold my action to if I see any of them come around the corner, I want to shoot an arrow in them.
Okay, I'm going to say you have half cover, so your lower parts are going to be covered up. It's going to increase your AC by 2.
All right.
You picking a small character was a good idea. Leo, it is now your turn.
Leo's gonna move forward 30 feet, which I just measured and forgot. Right there. And I don't believe. Can I see Nobobo? I do have dark vision.
From where you are, yes, you can. All right. If you have dark vision and that is less than 60 feet, then yes, you can.
I want to viciously mock him and say, "Come out and play, baby." I need a wisdom save.
All right. Can I get a wisdom save from Nobobo? Which is just wisdom, unless they have a save. 18?
Wow, some very wise hobgoblins today. He's fine,
They're just not taking any of your. That's pretty much what's going on.
I guess.
Okay, and to answer your question, Horusenio, yes. All right. Bonus action, Leo?
Yes, I will inspire. I think the Baron's the only person I haven't inspired yet, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I will do so.
Oh,
Dirt.
thank you. Feel better already.
All right. Dirt's going to hustle forward 25 feet and then set down his lantern in front of him and ready his crossbow for anything that comes in sight.
Okay. Woo! Sorry.
You got some water?
All these hobgoblins. Woo! Miresh, it is now your turn.
Alrighty.
No, hobgoblins. Hobgoblins. There we go.
Alright. I'm gonna move right up behind Hippoki's body,
Okay.
and I'll use. How much is the healing potion? It's a D4. Is
It's 2d4 plus 2.
I'll save it. I'll just pass my turn. I don't need that much healing yet.
Okay. You're passing. Nizu. Shoo. What is Nizu going to do? And yes, there is a doorway behind you. It's a portcullis. Nizu is going to retreat. Nobobo, what are you going to do? Aleister, you are the next character to go. Nobobo, what is your action? Directly running. That's their turn. Aleister, Digby, the Baron on Espy, it is now your turn.
All right, I'm gonna move 30 to here and say, I can't tell if they're running or leading us into a trap. So let's maybe regroup and move together.
Okay.
And that's it.
Blanc.
Advance, kill them all! And Blanc will charge to the corner I can get my tool out. I will double move. Well, first, I don't know what those pools of green stuff are, so I guess I'll go right next to it.
Okay.
Taste it.
Yeah. And I will just go prone and wait.
Okay, you are now prone. Whoops. I almost moved your entire character instead of using the tool. You do not have visual on Nizu.
Okay.
Leo, it is now your turn.
Leo is going to double move. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. To this square.
Okay.
And once I get there, can I see anyone?
You can see Nizu.
Guys, they're through here. They're behind the door. I yell.
It's a portcullis.
They're behind the portcullis.
You don't know that!
He does. It's very clearly a portcullis. I said it like 6 times in the session today. All right. So you see Nizu. Double move. Shout out. End your turn. Thank you all so much for being patient with my water drinks. Dirt, it is now your turn.
All right. I'm going to pick up my lantern and head over here to this chest-looking thing and inspect for traps and or mimics.
Okay.
No, don't say that word.
Roll me investigation or perception, whichever's better for you.
Okay.
Okay. You're searching it over. It does appear to be locked with a heavy padlock on the front. And it is heavy enough where you cannot lift it, but you can sort of shift the weight around a little bit.
Okay. Guys, we got a thing over here with a lock. That's it.
Miresh, it is now your turn.
Alrighty, I'm going to move right down here. And there's really nothing I can do, so I will pass my turn.
Do you want to double move, or are you just trying to stay out of trouble?
Oh, you know what? I will double move.
Okay.
Let's see.
I'm here for you, bud.
A little further. What are these green things? Are these something?
Hitching posts. Those are hitching posts for livestock, horses, that kind of thing. Mules.
Okay. So I'll just move right in front of it. And
Okay.
that'll be it.
Gotcha. Nizu, it is now your turn. What would you like to do? There is more space behind you, if you want to continue moving. Okay. It's going to be a shot at Leo.
Oh.
As Nizu takes out their longbow, looks at you. Does a 6 hit your armor class?
No.
And
Not today, champ.
the arrow tacks around. Nizu is going to get into full cover and end their turn. No Bobo is now, it's their turn. Aleister, you're on deck.
Mm-hmm.
No Bobo is going to skip. Aleister, it is now your turn.
I'm going to go 25 feet there. Or, well, I guess this is telling me it's 25, but I know that the squares are a little more, so up to you.
It's fine.
Okay. Then, and I want to see what this green stuff is. I'll investigate or...
Roll me a nature check.
Nature. Okay.
Ooh.
Nope.
It smells very acrid, whatever this is.
And I will take the last 5 feet of my movement to take a step back, just in case. And I'm done.
Okay. Blanc, it is now your turn.
Blanc will move to the opposite corner of the wall from Nizu.
Okay.
And would I be able to see Nobo?
Yes.
Okay.
No Bobo.
No Bobo.
Just no Bobo.
No Bobo.
That's what I said.
You said no Bobo and then Nobo. Just no Bobo.
Do you have some Bobo? No, no Bobo.
I'll just take a shot at him.
Fire a shot. Reaction from Nobobo since they held their action. Yes. The reaction does go off. So what does Nobobo do? Firing a longbow at Blanc as Blanc comes into view. Does a 12 hit your armor class, Blanc?
No.
All right. A 21 fires into Nobobo, and Nobobo takes 6 points of piercing damage. And you all are now in a archer's shootout. Bonus action?
No bonus action.
Okay, Leo, it's now your turn.
Leo is going to move to the opposite wall, drawing his light crossbow as he does. And assuming that I can see Nobobo from this position, I would like to take a shot at him.
You can. Fire a shot.
Right, that is actions.
Dirt, you're on deck.
Gotcha.
A 13, unfortunately, does not pierce that armor. It's just way too thick.
I'm going to take my last 5 feet of movement just to scoot back a bit.
Okay,
And that'll
you
be it.
take a shift back, and as you do, Dirt, your turn is ready. What are you going to do?
All right. Dirt is going to double move. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to double move over here near Leo,
Okay.
and that's it. That's all you got.
Okay, sounds good. Miresh, it is now your turn.
Alrighty. Are these? Well, let me see how far away they are. And
40 feet.
gonna move over here towards these barrels, and I'd like to see if they're the same kind of stuff in the big troughs on the other side.
You
I
didn't
can
see
tell.
it, but Aleister did mention stuff. Roll me a nature check.
All better than mine.
Your DC is higher since this is going to be your bonus action.
Nope.
You don't know. It smells very acrid. That's all that you know. You didn't get a good look in it. You just ran up, and that's the end of the 6 seconds. Nizu, it is now your turn. Nobobo, right after. Nizu is going to get himself out of full cover.
Ooh, Bizarchus, we hit the wizard.
Yeah, all right. So the wizard gets to learn a new spell. We will make that happen in the chat a little bit later.
Obviously gets to learn Wish, right?
No.
Oh my goodness.
Just minor wish.
Yeah, minor wish. As one person says, "Can I have a wish?" No. That's it. That's your spell.
Yep. Oops.
Nizu holds an axe with a longsword. Nobobo is going to do what? Nobobo is going to get into the corner, and I'm guessing also holds. Gotcha. Holds the action. All right. Aleister, is now your turn.
Okay. I'm going to come over here, and I am going to Eldritchly Blast.
Okay.
And I am
They
blasting.
do have a
Easy.
little. They do have a little bit of cover, so it's going to be tricky for you to hit them.
No, give it a shot.
Okay.
Especially since I'm inspired by the bard.
15 would not hit.
15, Is that worth adding my inspiration? They already have a high one. No, I'm going to hold my inspiration and just
Okay.
miss.
Gotcha. So it's just a miss.
Yep.
Bonus action?
Nope.
Blanc, it is now your turn.
Blanc will move back and just hold an action to shoot whoever comes out of their cover.
Okay. You're going to hold an action to wait for it. Leo, it's now your turn.
Leo, a bit frustrated with the lack of progress, steps forward, draws his rapier, and shouts to behind the door, "Come on, then. I'll let you get one free hit in. Just stop hiding." And I want to ready an action that if someone approaches me, I hit them.
You absolutely do. So you taunt them from behind your rapier. Dirt, it is now your turn.
Is the portcullis just this darker area right here?
Yes.
Is it the full width? Okay, it's just that area. Well, Dirt figures he's probably not strong enough to throw the portcullis open, so...
The portcullis is open. It's just a portcullis.
Oh, it is open.
Yes, they did run through it.
Okay, I thought they might have dropped it, but if they didn't, then Dirt's just going to be bold and double move with his lantern and run straight past them.
Ooh.
Okay. No Bobo, what was your held action? An arrow. So an arrow is going to be fired at Dirt. So go ahead and fire that arrow, please. Does an 11 hit your armor class, Dirt?
14.
Okay, doesn't seem to. As you get here, you notice that there are cages and cages filled with people.
Holy shit, there's people.
They're all seeing what's happening, and a lot of them are getting up like, what? You're barely able to hear them, but you do. It looks like they're shouting at you.
All that rock music from being double inspired.
Miresh, you're up.
Alrighty. I'm gonna move right over here.
Okay.
And since Dirt is on the other side of them, is the light still shining on Nizu? Can I still see him?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Nizu does have a little bit of cover. So if you're going to make this attack, it's going to be at a little bit of more... It's going to be a little bit trickier for you to hit. But it's going to be made at a normal roll. Make sense?
All right. Yes. I'm going to go... I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to use one of my second level spell slots to fire magic missile at Nizu.
Okay. They all hit. So roll it 4 times. Okay. That was 5. No, that was 4. Never mind. 2, 6, 11, and 14. How do you want to do this?
I fire one shot at each of his limbs.
You do. It's and you watch as part of him starts to flail, and it looks like 1 or 2 of the limbs and bits are actually just being held up because they're still within the armor, and they fall to the ground.
As he dies, I shout out in Elvish, "That was for our new friends!"
Nizu stares down Miresh, just cursing slowly. All right, no Bobo. After watching Nizu fall after 4 bolts smashed into his body, what are you going to do? Aleister, you're on deck. Okay. He's going to get into melee with Dirt and attack with his longsword. 22 to hit. Dirt? You there, buddy?
Oh, sorry. Yes, that hits.
Okay.
14.
That is 8 points of damage.
Okay.
8.
Ocho. All right.
Okay. That is No Bobo's turn. Aleister, it is now your turn.
Okay, I am going to use my feline agility to to dash for free. So 10.
Did you move last turn?
I did, but it recharges if I don't move later. So I get to use 1, then it has to recharge.
I think the only way that you can use it is if you did not move the previous turn.
Once you use this, let me put it in, just to make sure I'm reading it right. Let's see if that goes in.
Agility allows you a burst of speed. When you move on your turn in combat, you can double your speed until the end of your turn. Oh, you haven't used it yet. So yeah, go for it.
Cool. Just want to make first time with a cat man. So 10, 50, gives me 60. And now I am flanking
No more.
him.
No more than that.
Yep.
I got you.
Flanking him, so I want some advantage on stabby stabs because you can take the player out of the rogue, but you can't take the rogue out of the player.
Oh,
Nice.
So
That is very true. Okay, that's a 12 on the first one. That one unfortunately does not hit.
nope.
Uh,
Let's try the other.
Let's try your offhand.
Yep.
Come
on,
same
luck.
thing. Neither one.
Well,
Do you still have your inspiration?
I do. I just remembered, but it's not going to be enough even with the
Not good
max because it
odds,
was like the 17 didn't hit. So even if I get a 6, it's not worth it. I tried the cool thing.
Okay.
At least you're flanking.
Yep.
Blanc, it is now your turn.
I would get to use my held action from last time because he comes into view when he goes next to dirt, right?
That is correct. Yes, you do.
All right, so I'll shoot that.
You guys, make sure you
24.
interject on me if your held actions are popped up. I'm not going to always remember. Okay, so 24. I apologize. If that happens, you just be like, yo, DM. I have a reaction.
I've just been doing that a few times. I just don't want to seem rude.
Oh, totally fine. I don't want to steal any cool stuff away from you. A 24 absolutely hits.
Is he dead?
Yes. How do you want to do
Alright.
this?
Yeah, you did the cool thing.
I guess since I would shoot when he's running up, I just yell, "I see you!" and just release it right into the side or back of his head.
You absolutely do. So as he's running away, it's all of a sudden, run, stiff. And he's gone. All right. So as you guys are now seemingly out of any true threat, you all are seeing now what appears to be dozens of people locked away in these cages.
Dirt's just going to walk right up and try to open the closest door. And if not, then he'll set to work on the lock.
Okay. It seems like whatever this lock is, it's very complicated. It's either going to take you a lot of time or it's going to take a very, very high roll.
Well, unless anybody's got a big enough hammer to knock this off, I'll take the time.
Okay.
I'd like to search the hobgoblin's bodies to see if we can find any keys.
Roll an investigation check for me, please. Yeah, you definitely find that every single one of them have keys. You also find that each one is wearing chainmail armor. It is big enough to fit a medium-sized creature. It is very, very indicative of the Amiri Confederacy, however. So it looks like these were mercenaries. And they were also financed by the Amiri. So whatever is happening here, if you were to wear those in the middle of a town, you would most likely get a very bad reception. Not saying that they're not usable, saying that people would hate you if you wore them. Each one of them has a long sword, each one of them has a long bow, and each one of them has about 15 arrows remaining.
Well, for now, I'll take the keys and start to work on opening the locks.
Okay.
As
As you go and you start to fiddle with each one of the keys, it seems like none of these keys are complicated enough to fit into these locks. But you also notice something else. Roll me a perception check. You notice that none of these keys could possibly open this lock.
So it goes to something else then. All right then.
I'm on
Dirt,
that chest back there.
Dirt, roll me a dexterity check and add your proficiency modifier. And Blanc, what did you want to do?
I want to first inspect these like green liquid acid pits and also the chest.
More thoroughly?
Yes.
Roll me a nature check.
It's only a 9 total for Dirt.
Okay. Natural 20 for nature. Nice. So
There we
as
go.
you're looking at this and as you're sort of smelling it and you're getting definitely a head rush every time that you're putting your head over this thing. You start wafting it a little bit, and it's some kind of an acid. It is powerful, and it's also, you sort of like stir it around a little bit with an arrow, and as you pull the arrow out, the arrow is mostly dissolved. Whatever this is, it seems liquefied.
That's some strong stuff. Hey, don't touch the green stuff. It'll kill you. Melt stuff. And then I guess I'll go over to the chest and inspect that. Actually, first I'm gonna hold there and throw a hatchet at it.
Roll me an attack with a hatchet.
Or hand axe.
Hatchet. And it sort of bounces off the top of it. You left a dent, but it seems like a wooden chest.
Okay, I'll go up and inspect it and pick up my hand axe.
You do both. Roll me an investigation check. Let's go around. I haven't heard from Leo or Aleister yet.
I will take the requisite 1 turn amount of time to catch my breath, just in case we have to run quickly, and to recharge my cat speed. And then I'm going to take out that string and resist the urge to paw at it, sniff again, and see if it seems related to this acid or something. Whatever my cat nose can detect from that.
Not really. Doesn't smell like anything here.
Well, then I'm gonna wander over and dip it into the acid, see if it melts or if it holds on to the stuff.
Okay. You dip it into the acid, and as you do, you'll come out with half a string.
Okay. Yeah, there goes my idea.
Fair enough.
And then I'll just dejectedly go back to the group and... Is anyone conscious in this vicinity?
Not a lot of people are looking very capable. They all look a little bit woozy and kind of... a lot of them look emaciated. A bunch of them have very chapped lips. So it looks like they haven't been receiving food and water. Most of them are very filthy. Some of them are badly injured. But you can see that there's a couple of them who are not. And they're waving at you, and they keep motioning to go back, for you to go back.
Going on.
You can't hear them. It looks like they're shouting at you, but you can't hear anything.
Oh. As Leo notices that, I would like to cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
Please. How long does that take if I want to do it as a ritual?
10 minutes.
Oh my goodness. Are you guys okay with waiting 10 minutes?
If only I had sold my soul for special eyes instead of being able to turn into stuff.
Can we hear Leo?
Do your thing.
Yeah, you can hear Leo just fine. And you can hear Miresh.
Alright, so Leo starts to play a very melancholy song on his lute. Very slow. And 10 minutes pass. You guys can do whatever you want. It goes 10, and I'll come back in when those 10 minutes are up.
Okay, so Dirt, unfortunately, this is an incredibly difficult lock for you to do. One tension wrench is not enough. You're pulling out every tool that you can possibly come up with. You just simply don't have enough fingers and hands to make this happen.
Where's the strong ones when we need somebody to break a damn lock? All right. Dirt's just like disappointed that he can't free these people, but Miresh has the keys, and those aren't solving, and I guess we got to keep looking somewhere else. Do we go deeper?
Do you want to Eldritch Blast it?
Could I try dropping an acid splash on the lock?
Sure. Roll me an acid splash, please, to see the damage. All right. As you do that, you are pocking the metal around the lock. So it looks like the acid is doing something. Roll me a perception check.
Cool.
Okay. You'll be fine. For the rest of you, anything else you're going to be doing while Leo slowly strums himself to magic?
I'm just gonna just like tempt fate with my inspiration card.
Okay.
I would like to try using the keys we found, see if they work on this chest.
Okay. So, Blanc, as you are fiddling with the chest and the keys, you keep going through click, 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 click. They are the right size. And eventually, and you do hear the click of the lock open.
Nice.
Open it.
You open it up, and inside you find what appears to be large chunks of a shiny white metal. And as you're looking inside, you also notice a very, very large key. Super complicated looking.
I found a key in the shiny stuff. And I guess I'll just grab them and bring them over.
Okay, you pocket it. They are heavy, but you do pocket them. Your pockets are probably weighed down with about 30 or 40 pounds worth of this stuff.
So almost twice my weight.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pardon me, Bizarchus.
Yes.
Looks like our alchemist has brewed a lightning potion.
Oh, crap. Lightning. Okay. So that means that our caravan is now going to have access to 2 chaff suspensions. That is like an alchemist fire, but it throws lightning instead. So you get 2 lightning bombs.
Cool.
All right. So with that, Blanc, you have those in your pockets. You're going to be doing that. Let's go back around. Miresh.
So I've noticed that the acid is doing something to the metal around the lock.
It is pocking it, yeah.
I'll drop another one to see if I can do any more damage.
Do it again and then roll me another perception check. Not as good, but roll me a perception check. Okay. Everything seems to be going swimmingly. Slow, but swimmingly. Aleister, it's now your turn.
Did I see spoons or ladles or anything in the acid that's to the south?
No.
Okay. Then I want to Eldritch Blast one, but I want to wait for the ritual, so I'll just kind of sulk over here.
Chill?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to sulk over there.
Gotcha. Is everybody okay? I keep hearing somebody like with a hair buzzer right next to their microphone. Is somebody being shaved right now? Who's being shaved?
Hair buzzer.
I keep hearing bzzz. Sounds like somebody's like at the barber right now. Just.
I don't know about before, but just like 2 seconds ago, my dryer went off.
Oh, that's what it is. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in New York. I don't know what the sound of those are. We don't have those unless we're rich people. So let's go back around. Dirt, are you going to continue on?
Yeah, you can just skip me for now.
No, roll again.
Okay. You said dexterity?
Dexterity will add your proficiency modifier, so it's 2 in our heads. Natural 20.
Hey.
You find a way to like press your hand on where it gets just enough tension, and then and you're able to pull off this really big thing after probably about 2 minutes of this. You pull it off, you open it up, and as this is happening, the woman that is inside is already been screaming and is like, "It's a trap! You have to go!"
Oh,
that's some appreciation for you. All right, come on, let's go.
Okay. She immediately runs away.
Yep.
Quick. All right.
okay.
I'm gonna try to pocket that massive lock to study it later.
Sure. Okay. Don't let me forget that, so send me a message for that, okay?
Okay.
What are you going to do with everyone else?
I'm going to take this big shiny key and use it on these blocks.
Okay. The ones that are closer to you, they seem like they're not able to move very well. So you could... Are you going to go room by room?
Yeah.
Okay, you go room by room. All of them, the first 6 rooms, the people are not very ambulatory, so it does take you a long time to get them moving. Are each one of you going to be doing that?
I'll help.
Yeah, I'll help.
Okay. Just a
I'll
moment, please.
be the cover sniper if it actually has a trap.
Okay, so they are brought out, and not a lot of them can move very well, but they are getting moved out.
As we're doing this,
Oh.
You go ahead first.
As we're doing that, can I just look them over and see if they have hidden weapons on them or something like that?
Roll me an insight check. Okay. You're looking them over, and these people look like if they could have fought, they would have. But none of them are. They're just very, very happy to see you. And also, seeing that the hobgoblins are dead, you're seeing a bunch of them come by and stomp on their dead bodies as they're leaving. So it looks like you're doing something that makes them feel very good about themselves.
And as we're helping them out of their cells, I'd like to ask one of them in Elvish, is this everyone here? Are there any more hidden?
This one is barely cohesive. And they're like, it's not more of that way. Just careful, please. And that's all he tells you.
All right. Save your strength, my friend. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? So that's half. You're going to continue on?
Yeah.
Can I hand the key off to someone else? So I want to do something.
Sure. You hand the key off to Miresh.
All right. I want to go up to here. This little opening that I'm sure I see up here. And peer in.
Okay. Horusenio NightHaze. Roll initiative. Everybody else, roll initiative!
Boop.
Click your token first.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot. Yep, my bad. Forgot to do that.
Not a problem. So I'm going to unveil the rest of this.
Oops.
Up top here. So as you get to the very tippy top of that, make sure that everybody's got their names up here. I see that some people clicked and some people didn't. Some people just re-rolled. So I'm going to have to go through all this to make sure I get them all correct. Leo, what did you roll?
7.
Dirt?
15.
Miresh? Miresh?
Sorry. I got a 10.
He's doing laundry.
A 10. Okay. No worries. Aleister?
I accidentally clicked twice. The first one was the 13.
13. Okay. Blanc?
I corrected myself. It was 10.
10. Okay. And Nugaloga and Habalakop is, they are correct. So, as Blanc moves forward, but then he hears a and you all see him depressed maybe about 6 inches. And as that happens, you hear and another one at the very beginning as 2 gelatinous cubes go on either side of this long, narrow corridor. And you all are going to start initiative here.
Oh, my
So, as the pincer move comes, you're first.
Oh boy. Oh no.
They're oozes. They make silly noises. It is going to try and engulf Dirt McGirt.
Uh-oh.
You have to try to make a DC 12 dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Oh, but I have my bardic that's been sitting there. Is that still good, or is that?
It's still
expired?
good, yeah. It'll last for, I
Alright.
think, 10 minutes, right? Can you confirm with me on that?
Yeah.
Okay, so it would have saved anyway. Nugalug, can you do me? Can you please send me what engulf is? I think you have to move up to your speed for that. Sorry, I had something in my eye. You can do that just by copy paste into the Roll20. I need to know if you move up 10 feet or 15 feet. 15 feet. So Miresh, you have to make this as well.
All right. Dexterity save. Very bad.
6.
I'm gonna use my inspiration as well.
Okay.
Hmm.
3. It's a 9. You are engulfed.
Oh no.
Well. So what does this mean for me?
You are right now floating inside of this acidic cube as it is slowly eating away at your flesh. Go ahead and roll the acid damage.
I've got acid defense resistance.
Resistance?
As a
Okay, then you take half of the damage from the gelatinous cube. Very lucky for you.
Yes. Glad I chose water genasi.
Sure.
So how much do I take?
You take... This should be 66, yeah. So you take 4 points of acid damage as you are now engulfed by this creature. If you are not removed, or if you do not escape on your turn, you will take 66, which will roll for us later. Dirt, it is now your turn as you are just dived out of the way to avoid being engulfed.
All right. I'm going to try to wrestle Miresh out of this ooze.
Roll a strength check, I believe it is.
Okay.
It's a 9 against Nugalug's strength. So, Nugalug, please roll the 17.
Okay.
I'd like to use my inspiration card to make reroll that.
To make who re-roll that? I'm sorry?
Nugalug reroll its strength check.
Okay, Nugalug, re-roll your strength check, please. Somebody used a inspiration card. It's a natural 1. You do rip him out of there. So, Miresh, you are pulled out. Very, very good. Nice. Clutch maneuver. Clutch maneuver. Miresh, I am going to give you back a card of... no, I'm going to give this one to Dirt, because Dirt is the one that pulled you out. You still gave it to him, but I'm going to give that inspiration card to Dirt on this one. Clutch move. Clutch move. Aleister, it is now your turn.
Okay. Seeing that he is not in immediate danger anymore, I'm actually going to back up.
Okay.
And go down here and blast eldritchly.
Roll an Eldritch Blast.
Spells that you want. And let's go for it.
24 definitely hits. 9 points of force damage as it splashes a whole bunch of acidic ooze out into the rest of the area. You see it slam on top of the bars, and it sort of eats away at them slowly. Bonus action?
And that's it.
Miresh, it is now your turn.
All right, so are these cute? Is this Nugalug taking up the entire space?
He's taken up the entire space. You cannot squeeze past him.
Gotcha. All right, so I'm just going to move back a little bit.
If you do so, you will provoke an attack of opportunity unless you disengage.
Well, never mind then. I will use my remaining second level spell slot to throw some magic missiles.
Okay, fire some magic missile.
1, 2, 3, 4.
3, 5, 9, 14 points of damage. Are they all going towards Nugalug?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Minus 14. Okay. 14 points of damage as your second level spell goes. Bonus action?
I will use the healing potion that I have been holding on.
Okay. 2d4. We'll add 2 in our heads. Blanc, it is now your turn.
Blanc will go shit and fire an arrow at Nugalug.
Okay, fire a shot. That's 9 points of healing to you, Miresh.
Nice.
That's a critical hit. Nice. We're going to double that dice. It's only 2, unfortunately. So that's 6. 6 points of damage total towards Nugaluk.
Okay, and then I'll move 2 spaces. Do I want 2? No, I'll just move right up the dirt.
Okay, you will take an attack of opportunity from a pseudopod as you watch Hobloglop as he and he throws out a pseudopod to whack you. Hobloglop, does an 8 hit your armor class?
No.
Okay, you avoid the attack. Leo, it is now your turn. Or I'm sorry, bonus action for Blanc.
No, I'm gonna hold it.
Okay, Leo, it's your turn.
Can I do an intelligence check or something of the sort to tell if I know or if I think these oozes could be affected by psychic effects?
Roll me an intelligence check.
Oh, did that go through to the... I think that might have only happened on my screen.
If it happened on your screen, then just tell me what it is for me.
7.
7? Nope.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
It's a burning ooze, bro. That's pretty much all that you get it. And you're just like, oh, crap, my friends are right now in a pincer move of death.
At a bit of a loss this first round, he's going to just level his light crossbow and let off a bolt.
Okay. All right, 18 does hit, 9 points of damage. And it looks like the gelatinous cube is now becoming a gelatinous blob. And is not looking all that great.
And then as a bonus action, I'd like to throw a healing word at Dirt McGirt.
Oh,
Okay, healing word at Dirt.
yes.
And that
Healing
word is yeet.
6.
Yes, it is.
And that word is live.
6 points of healing to Dirt. Okay, Hobloglop, it is now your turn. Nugalug, you are next. I believe you can. Let me read Engulf one more time. I believe that's the way that it's written, so it's something that you can do.
No.
I need a dexterity saving throw from all 3 of you.
Alright.
Cool.
I want to burn an inspiration
For what?
to re-roll that.
It's a dexterity save. There's no rolling. Oh, for you. Okay, yes, go ahead. Sorry.
Damn it!
No, so close.
F in the chat, boys.
Are you engulfed?
I'm guessing the DC's 12, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The rest of you are ejected out of its back as you are slammed in there and you squeeze, you scramble. Excuse me. I have a gelatinous cube in my throat. As you scramble up the top and leap over, you just watch Blanc as he just gets engulfed and burned. Roll the damage for Blanc. Blanc. Sorry. 15 points of acid damage against you.
Jeez.
Nugalug, you cannot seem to pass through to get to Blanc.
That is gonna sting.
So you would have to go in the other direction. Dirt, you're up next.
Okay.
He's going to try and engulf Leo. I need for Leo to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
You do save, so you are ejected out of one side. So Nugalug moves 15 feet. You can move in any direction.
I'm going to move this way.
Okay, you do so.
Wait, I can move up to 15 feet, or?
No, it's going to move up
I
to
do.
15 feet. You are ejected within 5 feet of it.
Ah, gotcha. Cool.
Dirt McGirt, it is now your turn.
All right. I am going to cast Hex on Hobbleglop,
Okay.
and I am going to choose Strength as the ability it'll have disadvantage on.
Okay.
And then I'm going to attempt to cut Blanc out, but really I'm just stabbing Hobbleglop with my dagger.
Okay, is this an attack,
Oh.
or are you trying to pull him?
Yeah. No, I'm just attacking it.
Okay, unfortunately it's a
into a pile of
natural.
goat.
It's a natural
Yeah.
1, so it's not going to work. Are you still inspired?
No, I used it already.
Okay. So you fling it through, but you're just trying not to hit Blanc, and he just keeps like floating right in front of you, trying to reach out and grab for your hand, and it doesn't seem to work. That is your action and your bonus action. Are you going to move?
No.
Aleister, it is now your turn.
Peace out, Cub Scout. Backing up again.
Okay.
And blasting it eldritchly.
Another Eldritch Blast. Go for it.
Yep, that's all the warlocks can do these days.
10 points of force damage as you smash into it. He's Nugalug is definitely looking hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Bonus action?
Nope.
Miresh, it is now your turn.
Cool. I'm going to move back here, and I will be firing some more magic missiles.
Okay.
This time with only my first level spell slot. Sigh.
3, 7, 12.
Left.
Thank you. 12 points against Tomb.
Hobbleglob.
Okay, Hobbleglop also gets an attack of... Miscalculated your health. Did I? Oh, crap. Yeah, I did. Sorry. That was supposed to be a minus 10, not 10. I think you were 36 before, right? You're 46. 46. Okay, you are 36 now. Right. My fault. Thank you very much for catching me on that. It was a misclick. I forgot to click the minus. And you take a attack of opportunity as you are moving backwards. Does a 14 hit your armor class?
Yes, it does.
You take 8 points of acid damage, halved to 4.
Nice.
Okay, but 12 points of force damage against Hobbleglop. Nice. Blanc is still flinging around in there. I need to check a gelatinous cube and make sure all the stats, because I don't know if the damage happens on the start of the turn or on the end of the turn, and on whose turn. At the start of your turn. Got it. Okay, so Blanc, you can roll an attempt to escape.
What would that be?
I'm checking that now, actually. Gel. Sorry. Don't have everything right in front of me, but I'm getting it. Failed to say the cube. DC 12 strength check.
Oh boy. Nope.
Are you able to... Do you have a inspiration?
I got one more.
Do you have the inspiration that Leo gives out, though?
I believe I used that to hit with an arrow before, unless
Okay.
he gave me another one.
Leo, did you?
No, I only give out one to each person so far.
Okay. This may be the time to use it.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, use that last inspiration. Just
It is exactly what you needed. All right. So as that happens, you muscle yourself out, and you can get out either in front of Dirt or behind, or sorry, to the left, to the right side of Dirt, or on the other side of Hobgoblop. Which way would you like to go?
I'll go on the other side.
Okay. Hardcore, man. All right. So that was your action to escape. Bonus action? Do you have a healing potion?
I got, yeah, not a healing potion, but I'll use, wait, that's an action. Can't. Damn it.
Action for what?
Cure wounds. I don't. I guess I'll just try to move away.
You will not provoke an attack of opportunity because somebody else did that. So, yeah, you could.
Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I'll just skirt around the cube so it doesn't get smack on me.
You're welcome, by the way.
Yeah, I guess I'll just fight this one.
That's all I can do. I'll hold on to my bonus action.
You can drink a potion that you own as a bonus action.
I'm not carrying one.
Got it. You went hardcore. Leo, it's now your turn. Healing Yodel on Blanc. Okay. I'm going to roll a d4.
Yay! I might not die.
All right. You have 5 points of health remaining. Not bad. Oh,
Thank you.
nice. Exactly 10 chicken nuggets coming to the rescue again. A cleric when she's not playing, a cleric when she is. All right, Leo. You are in melee.
Going to fall back 25 feet.
Are you disengaging?
What does that take an action? Or
It
bonus
does take
action,
it
or-
does take your action, but you will not provoke an attack of opportunity.
I'll provoke.
Okay, it's going to take the risk. Go ahead and throw that pseudopod, Nugalug. I just realized that's Nugluglug, but it's close enough. Does a 13 hit your armor class, Leo?
It does not.
Okay.
AC 14.
Are you
I'm
still
going-
wearing your leather armor?
No, it's 14 just with 10 plus my dex. I'm
Your
just in a
dex is plus
t-shirt.
4?
Yes.
Nice. Okay. As you dodge out of the way of the pseudopod, you now have your action and bonus action.
For my action, I don't know if this will work, and Leo doesn't know, but he's going to try to cast Dissonant Whispers at Nugluglug. So I need it to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Yes, he does.
He saves?
No, he needs to make the wisdom saving throw.
Gotcha.
It fails.
Okay, it takes 3d6 psychic damage,
Okay.
which is 14.
14 points of psychic damage.
And
looking rough.
It must move as far away as possible from me up to its speed as a reaction.
1, 2, 3, 4. There you go.
And then as a bonus action, I will hand out my last inspiration to Blanc, and I'll say, hey, I think you're supposed to put your name in, but you left it blank. And that's
Nice.
all for me.
Okay. Hobloglop, it is your turn.
I have one for you for next time.
What is it?
Perfect.
So when you're handing out the inspiration, like, I got a blank space, baby, but I'll write your name.
Aleister, I'm going to give you a card of inspiration for that. That was good. That is what this is all about. Also,
Very
for Blank for a clutch save, because you probably would have died. I'm going to give you a card of inspiration as well. Clutch save. Such drama. Very wow. Hobbleglop is going to move forward. I need for Dirt to please roll me a dexterity saving throw. 21.
Wow.
You are ejected on the other side of it. And you are not engulfed.
Okay.
That is Hobbleglop's turn. Nuglug. Nugluglug. Sorry.
Oh no!
It's going to go back for Blank.
Round 2.
Blank, I would like for you to roll this at advantage this time.
What is again? Dex save?
Dex save. Okay, 16. So you are ejected from one side. The card that was put up is somebody on their last legs and has no other choice. And since you are so close to death, that card is now spent.
Yeah!
Saved.
So I can just choose
you are ejected.
any side?
Yeah,
Any side?
within 5 feet of him.
Okay, I'm gonna choose that corner.
Okay.
Smart move.
Dirt McGirt, you're up.
All right. I am going to summon the incredibly awful and egotistical Fey presence of my patron,
Okay.
Ooh.
right? And attempt to frighten the cube that's in front of me and Miresh. So they need to make a wisdom save.
What is the spell
My
you're using?
save DC is 13. Fey presence. I put it in the roll 20.
To frighten them?
Yep. Creatures that fail their saving throw are charmed or frightened by you. Your choice.
You don't have to roll for that. They are immune to both of those things.
Ah, okay. Well, this bastard patron has given me nothing so far. All right. Well, only other thing I can do is attempt to run. So I'll suffer the attack of opportunity if need to move back here around the corner.
Okay. As you look back there, you notice that there appears to be so much more to this underground area, and it looks like somebody's been excavating out beside you. Give me just a moment, please.
Sure. This map's entirely out of date.
It looks like somebody has been digging up something towards your left side. And it leads to something that appears to be cobbled of stone passageways. You also see lots and lots of very ancient skeletons there.
Those are fun.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and that's currently what you see. You will take
Miresh, all you.
You will take an attack of opportunity because you use an action to use the frightening presence.
Mm-hmm.
So, Hobbleglop, go ahead and roll an attack. Does an 8 hit your armor class?
Nope, 14.
All right. You are fine. Aleister, it is now your turn. Blah, blah, blah.
Okay. Why mess with a winning formula? I am going to just move a little bit this way to make sure I have a line of sight.
Mm-hmm.
And blast.
Okay. Fire that Eldritch Blast.
Yep.
Oh, Sphere Cross is subscribed. Nice. Great seeing you, everybody. 21 definitely hits. 10 points of force damage. Another 10, so you all can see on the stream, I didn't mess that up that time. Hit the minus. Yeah, this thing is on its last gurgle.
And just give it the finger and keep on staying out of its range where I am. I'm done.
Okay.
Nice.
Man, I just had a terrible joke that I'm trying to keep this as clean as possible on my end, but that would have been a filthy joke.
Do it.
No, my filter, man. I got it. A man is nothing without his integrity. Miresh, you're up.
All right.
You're in melee.
Is this right here a rock blocking the path, or?
Yes. It is too tight for you to squeeze through.
Okay. And if I were to move back here and make an attack, would that be a disadvantage, or are these rocks low to the ground?
No, those rocks are very high. If you move away, you're not going to provoke an attack because Hoboglop already used his reaction. So you can move away if you wanted to.
I will move up here next to Dirt. And I will spend 2 of my sorcery points to regain a 2nd level spell slot.
Okay.
And then I will use my new trick, Cloud of Daggers, to target Hoboglop.
Cloud of Daggers. Got it. So can you cast that to the... and just send the spell to the...
Wrong button. There it is.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
Spinning daggers in a cube, 5 feet on each side. Centered on a point you choose within range. Okay. Takes 44 slashing when it enters the spell area for the first time on its turn or starts its turn there. Okay.
And it's going to be right there, right around him.
Got it. So a cloud of daggers inside of this guy. Go ahead and roll me 4d4. 4d4. Eight points of slashing damage against it, and it is working very, very well as it slices and dices and makes the jello pudding.
Oh no!
Yep, that's where I was going with that. I made the joke. I have to own it now. So,
Yes.
Miresh, that was your bonus action, and movement, correct?
Yes.
All right, that is your turn. Blanc, it is now your turn. You're in melee with Nugalug.
Yep. I'm gonna toss my longbow over there and take my spear in both hands and attack.
Got it. Okay. Your bow goes away. Your spear is just fine. A 5 to hit. Blank, you have that inspiration. Do you want to use it?
Okay.
Go for it. An
18?
No, not an inspiration card. You had the D6.
Oh.
Yeah, Leo gave you another one.
Oh yeah, you did. Sorry.
No worries.
I've just been burning so many inspiration cards.
Hey, it's a survival tactic. That's why you guys are able to survive as long as you did. So a 5 definitely added on to that definitely hits with a 10, and 5 points of piercing damage with the Palantir spear. It is still up. All right, Blank bonus action movement.
No, I'm just gonna stay there and pray.
Okay. Like a true American, thoughts and prayers facing certain death. Why not? Leo, it's your turn.
Yes, I am going to step up here a bit.
It's my third hot take of today, by the way.
Yeah, I like it. And I am going to viciously mock this ooze and say, if you were any uglier, you'd still be an ooze. And I need it to make a wisdom save.
Okay, roll me a wisdom saving throw, please. Nugalug. 14.
That fails. DC 15.
Okay. Roll that damage.
Yeah, 1d4 psychic damaggio.
Roll that mocking damage, bard boy.
And it's going to have disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn.
Okay, that does not include engulfing, just so that you know. Because engulfing imposes a save.
Okay. Well, I did it, so.
Yes, you did. Okay. Nice. Bonus action?
He's going to shout, "Good luck, Blank!" But it doesn't do anything because he's out of juice, so
True.
we'll see.
Just the normal stuff. No awesome rocker. Just, hey, bud, good luck. Hoboglop, it is now your turn.
And since he's starting his turn in the cube, does that mean he takes another 4d4?
He takes another 4d4 of damage. And he is going to try to engulf Miresh. Okay, 8 points of damage on Miresh.
And then No, that's on
Sorry,
Hubble.
that's what I meant. 8 points on Hubble Up.
And I got to do another dex save.
Yes.
16.
16.
Let's go.
All right. It does leave the space, and it does get up there. The only place that you can be ejected is to this side. You can also be ejected from where it came from if you want.
Will this count as flanking with dirt if I go behind him?
Yes.
Then I will do that.
It won't count if you go there. It'll count if you go 1 square to the right.
Ah, gotcha.
Okay. Nuglug. It is now your turn.
Oh no.
Another save.
I see that you're adding in as many things as you can to the I can't just sit here death bubble counter, which you completed, by the way. So that means if you truly do die from this, your body may be saved. So you can keep being Blanc if you want to.
I got
And
your
this
back,
is
bro.
why this stream is so exciting. Okay. Go ahead and roll me that dexterity saving throw. You need a DC 12.
Ooh, lucky.
You just save.
Man,
You
the myth,
just
the
get-
legend.
You just get out of there, and you just get pushed down to the edge. As NightHaze goes across her keyboard. I can hear it right now. It's everything that's happening. She probably lost like half of her keys as she just stretched straight across.
So upset.
Oh, man. Awesome. Dirt, it is now your turn.
All right.
You are staring down the cube once again.
Dirt just rubs his hands together, finally being able to draw out both daggers and just swing them both at the cube right in front of him.
Go for it.
Remember, this is
Oh,
advantage.
it's with advantage. Sorry. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Roll one more time.
So that's the first dagger.
Okay, so 10 points of piercing damage with that.
And then for the second one,
20 definitely hits. 7 more points on top of that. And this thing's looking pretty rough.
oh, plus the hex, I get additional 2d8.
Yes, you do.
Wow.
Nice. So an additional 10 for the hex damage.
That is disgusting.
That's nuts. Okay.
Roadblock.
Aleister, it is now your turn. Oh, sorry. That was your bonus action. Do you want to move?
No, I'm good. I'm great where I'm at, actually.
Got it.
Does Hobbleglop want to move?
Maybe. Aleister, it's your turn.
There's potential death of a cube.
Maybe. No, he's not dead yet.
Oh, okay. Then.
No, they're not dead yet.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Then I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing and blast the one in front of me. Nuggalug.
Okay.
Boop.
That hits. How do you want to do this?
There it is.
Say, not my kobold, you bitch. And blast it one more time.
As you do, you just see that swelling of energy. Not that you bitch! And it just fires out as it launches. You just see the core inside. NightHaze, that was awesome.
Okay. Action, no bonus, and I'm going to move up a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go here.
You haven't moved on your turn, so you can double move, I think.
Yeah, I don't want... Just in case that thing gets frisky, I have 120-foot range.
Sure. Miresh, it's your turn.
Okay. Let's see. What shall I do?
Blanc, you're on deck.
How much do these use?
That's so funny that Rogue Dragoon was actually the one who was probably going to die. So he turned in all of his trouble bubbles so that his character could survive if he was the one who was going to die.
3,100.
That's viewership economy right there.
Yep.
We gotta take care of each other.
Right?
All right.
I was saving those cards for you just in case.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast a magic missile at what's his name? Hobaglob.
Okay. 3, 5, 2, 8, 10. Okay, awesome. So 10 points of damage onto Hobaglob. He is looking real bad.
Nice. And I'll stay there so that Dirk can keep his flank.
Okay, got it. Blanc, it is now your turn.
All right. I'd like to pick up my longbow again.
Okay, you reach back, you grab it, and you're like, ah!
That sucked. That really sucked. Thank you. I can't see the cube, can I?
You can
Should
see
have
it.
a lantern.
There's
Yeah.
light.
He has a
Okay.
lantern.
Oh, okay. Then I'm just gonna stay exactly where I am and just take a shot at it.
Okay,
Little pot shot.
fire shot. 12 is enough. Why did you roll at advantage?
The kobold skill. He's next to an ally,
That is right. I totally forgot about that.
and
All right.
we're not in sunlight. Yeah.
Yeah, 10 points of piercing damage. All right. Bonus action?
No, I'll just not today.
All right. As Blanc beats his acid burn chest, Leo, it is now your turn.
Oh no.
Leo is going to step forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares, and viciously mock hemoglobin, and say, "Your name is hemoglobin to me." So wisdom save, please.
Throw me a wisdom save, please, Hobaglob. 12.
That's a fail. He takes 2 points of psychic damage, and disadvantage doesn't apply to him. But yeah, 2 points of damage. So
Okay. Hobaglob, it is now your turn. He's going to try and completely engulf Miresh.
Alrighty.
Do I get an opportunity attack when it moves?
Yes, you would.
Fortunately, this one failed.
It did. It's going to blop blop. Actually, Hobaglob, tell me where you move. Go ahead and click your token. You should be able to move him, I think. Yeah, you should be able to move him. Okay, so you're just going to go all the way in. Miresh is there. Miresh, are you also damaged by the cloud of daggers if you fall into it?
I don't know. Let's see. It just says a creature, so I guess so.
Yeah, it's gonna slurp all over you, and since he's dragging you into your cloud of daggers,
Oh no.
you're gonna be taking 2 attacks. One of them is gonna be your own spell. Since Hobaglob had to engulf you and pull you back, his damage is gonna go first. So Hobaglob, go ahead and roll me that check. It's 9. 9 points of acid damage against you, which is halved, I think, to 4.
Thank
Okay.
God I'm Nazi.
Now that happened first, so now roll me a concentration check.
Concentration. Where?
It's just Constitution.
Constitution. Oh.
You fail. So that means that your daggers will stop.
Well, at least I only took damage from them. All right.
Okay, so you are engulfed, but your damage does stop. That is Hobbleglop's turn. Dirt, what are you going to do?
Well, I did the opportunity attack. Did the 16 hit? And Hobbleglop moved away.
16 would have hit.
That's 11 damage.
11 points of damage?
Mhm.
Okay.
I think that.
How do you
then-
want to do this?
Ooh.
I just imagine that it's kind of like one of those like silicone things, and like once it finally nicks the right spot, the rest of the ooze just like slowly leaks out of the membrane as it's trying to move Miresh away.
Yes, it does. And even though it engulfs him and burns him in acid, you watch the rest of Hobbleglop as you stab directly into its core. You split it down the center, and the jello pudding has now been splorked.
Walk over and help Miresh up. It's like, this is twice today.
Cheers, mate. I'll buy you a drink when we get back.
He's looking rough, as most of you guys are. But congratulations, you all did finish that fight. Horusenio and NightHaze, congratulations. That was awesome.
Good fight.
That was an incredible fight. So thank you all very much. If you guys want to keep around, by all means, please do. But a phenomenal job by the Ravenous today. I honestly thought I was going to lose more than one player. I told them it's like you engulf. That's what you do. It's like when the trap is sprung, you engulf. And it was funny because you guys were just like one square below where the trap was. And it was just like, are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? And then finally Blanc was just like, I go all the way up here. I'm like, yes! Do it!
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
so
gonna do a thing, and I guess I did.
you definitely
And he
did.
lives to tell the tale.
Mm-hmm.
Are the
Okay.
people that are left in the cells around us like excited about this, or are they still screaming like there's going to be more?
No, they seem to be very excited and they seem to be very happy. And they all keep pointing towards the lock and telling you guys to hurry up.
All right. I've got the key now, so I'll.
As Miresh unlocks, then Dirt will go in and start escorting people out of their cells if they have trouble walking.
Okay, you notice that it's starting to take a while. You do notice that there is a singular elf there. He's tall. His hands are very rough. And it looks like he's wearing a leatherworker's apron and a thick overcoat. It's very heavily coated in blood, which you see is his own. He looks like he tried to put up a very big fight. He is on the brink of death.
Need a medic over here?
Can we get a healing word?
Waddle over and just shove some healing potion down his throat.
Okay. Roll 2d4 plus 2, please.
Roll 2d4. So 3 plus 2 is 5.
Okay. There was a condition on this card. The card that was drawn earlier by Blanc was going to be the rescue of Arvindil. He was going to die unless you all did something. The turn timer is 1, 2, 3. You had 2 more turns before he was going to die.
Oh my
Ooh.
goodness.
So you all
Nice.
caught him just in time.
Nice, nice.
More
nice.
turns than we would have died.
Yeah, for the most
Yeah.
part. So if you guys would have taken any more time, yeah, you would have definitely been killed. But very, very good moment. Blanc, I'm going to give you another inspiration card because you all did that in time. And that worked out very, very well. So, as you have smushed Hobbleglop and Nuglug, I love naming stuff. It's so much fun. I'm gonna name everything. This is
You're quite
great.
good at it.
I've been doing it a long time.
Were these names also foreign language food, like countries?
No, these are all onomatopoeia.
Ah.
So yeah, I just made up Hobbleglop and Nuglug because I thought that that's what if oozes could talk, that's what they would sound like. So as you get him up, he's now like, thank you. That really hurts. Who are you and where are we?
My good sir, we are travelers. We stopped in Sildravil, and we're currently helping your people liberate their town.
It's nice to meet you. I'm not going to lie. I feel like I'm going to be sick. Do you think that you can get us out of here?
It's why we came.
They've been using a lot of my tools. That was me. That wasn't the guy sneezing.
Bless you.
Thank you. You can probably find them inside those pools. They were using the gels to burn away the impurities.
Interesting.
I'm sure you can find something there that's useful.
Speaking of tools, I do believe these belong to you.
Where did you get these?
Well, we happen to take care of the little infestation in the mercantile district.
I see. Well, nice. Here. And he hands them back to you. They're just tools. I can always make more.
Very well.
It's the least I can do to thank you, but at the moment, I'm really hurt. Can we get out of here?
Absolutely.
It takes a long time for you all to collect everybody else, and the ones who are still capable of movement, they do assist. It's taking you almost a day to get yourself. It's going to take you guys probably a day to get back to where you need to be, and maybe even longer if the road is treacherous. Now that you're here, you see that all of their possessions have most likely been stripped from them. The only thing that you see is just barely enough clothing to keep them covered. All in all, you rescue 32 people.
Ooh.
Not bad.
Cool.
As we escort everybody out, Dirt's going to have a semi-private word with his party mates and tell them there's more to explore back there. There seems to be some ancient skeletons and things. Obviously, we have to help these folks to safety, but if we want to double back, there could be some fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right then.
Okay. So that is going to be the third possible quest for you all in the next session, to continue to explore this underground ruin.
Cool.
With that, is there anything else you would like to do while you're still down here? We do have a little bit of time. I don't want to go raiding Critical Role just yet.
Just explore?
Yeah,
I
ask.
mean, just
I'll
out of
ask him.
curiosity. Sorry, I don't mean.
No, go on, go.
My bad. Can I look at Meatling, my pet, and see if he's still alive?
You have a pet?
I do.
Mm-hmm. Meadling comes out of his little bag and he's like,
Great, you're alive! Oh man, how? Okay, whatever. Listen, guys, I got an idea. I can put him behind the rock, and then I can scry on him to see what's back there.
That's
yes, you
just
could.
crazy enough to work. I love it.
An interesting idea.
Yes, he could.
Okay, I got this. And I'll go over to Nobo, whatever. That
Nobo.
hobgoblin.
Okay.
Nobo. And
No Bobo.
No bobo.
and take my hand axe and chop off an arm.
Sure.
Okay. And take that arm and go up to where that rock is.
Okay.
Oh.
And then I'm gonna take out Meatling, my little white rat with the pink stripe down his back,
Mm-hmm.
and take some bit of meat from the arm and throw it down that corridor and be like, go get the food, go.
Roll me a dexterity check, please. You can add your proficiency modifier to it. This is for like a... Try to see how far you can throw a severed arm.
Wow.
Sure.
Yeah.
All the way. That's how far you can throw it. All the way. And you do. You swing it and you get it like ready, and it's like an arm that's doing this, but it's also doing the same thing on the other arm because it's still a dead arm. You fling it forward, and all of a sudden, Mealy looks up at you. Is like, and he like launches himself through. So you take the Palantir Spear, you grab the top of the orb, and you start to think, it's like, where is Mealy? Mealy, Mealy, Mealy. Where is Mealy? And as you are doing that, I will reveal a little bit more of this map.
Who needs rogues?
I mean,
I am not going to reveal all of it, but I will reveal this next room.
oh,
Oh.
that's a summoning circle if I've ever seen one. Which I haven't seen it actually because I'm not scrying.
So as he goes in, Mealy actually runs back and forth and is looking between all of these things. There are a lot of things in here that are shiny, and a lot of things in here that are bony, and a lot of things in here that he can gnaw on and play in and jump over and hide under. This may be an interesting room for you. But unfortunately, none of you can fit through the small enough hole.
Okay, I'll tell everyone what's in there. This big circle, big, like a gate. It's a thing to a place. It's bright, scary looking. Corpses, lots of benches.
It's not moving. You notice that this circle, there's no motion to it. There's no depth. It looks almost like it's a painting.
We should come back with tools.
I mean, there are pickaxes over by the acid, isn't there?
There are some tools there.
Oh.
So
Alright.
that
You
is
patched up first, and then I'll
so
kind of
that is
murmur.
currently what you see. And in a separate quest, you all may be able to go and explore that area much further.
I'll murmur an infernal to my patron. Scary circle. What do you think?
Meatling, come back here, Meatling!
Your patron comes in the back of your ear and says,
I don't know, bro.
He knows.
He knows.
Oh, he knows for sure.
He definitely knows.
Oh, yes, he told me.
okay.
All right.
So what would you like to do? Anybody else?
Not me.
I'm gonna ask our new blacksmith friend whom we rescued. What is this stuff? The green goo.
He says, that was whatever they drip. And he points to the remains of the gelatinous cubes. And he says, just use salt or just brush it off with something that's made of cloth. You'll be fine. Just don't put your hand in it.
Fair.
Yep.
Does anybody have a carrying container? We might be able to take something with us.
You all use 2 potions.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I use one. Then I'll take some. I have an empty potion container.
Okay. Go ahead and write that into our Discord. And also, please, if you would like to join next week's game, join our Discord, where we roll off for a new Vanguard every week. So, as you dunk the bottle inside, you do as much care not to get it on your fingers. A little bit of it gets on the tip of your fingers, and you can tell why. It burns just like acid. Roll me a perception check, Miresh.
Okay. Boop.
There are things at the bottom of these vats.
Oh.
This isn't just a
Cool.
clear pool. There's something there.
I'll ask my companions. Does anyone have anything we could use to fish these objects at?
We do, but are the containers or the troughs like weighed down or attached to anything? Can we just dump them outside?
You could.
Yeah.
All right.
Heave
I,
ho
do,
outside.
I do not have very good strength, so someone else do it.
Neither do I. I have a -1.
Neither
Same.
do any of you. You're all casters except for... no, you're all casters. So none of you all are all that strong, but if you tip it over in the middle of the room, maybe.
Probably a bad idea. Got a lot of wounded people on the floor.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you
So I
guys
have-
3 more minutes to come up with this.
Well, after I have time to rest, I feel rejuvenated. I think I might be able to learn a new spell or cantrip and might have access to fish things out at that point.
Ooh. Could
Can't
I
you
use
just like break a side of it and then just hold the bottle?
Could I use my shape water cantrip?
Yes, you
You
could.
know, it's-
It is liquid.
Then I will. I will use the shape water cantrip to move the acidic liquid just upwards, have it float in the air, so we can reach down and grab this stuff.
Okay. You reach it and you start to swirl this acid, and it's a lot. It's probably about maybe 20, 30 gallons. And in metric, that's close to like 50 liters, 55. So as you swirl it up and you get it up into the air, you reach down, you see that there's more of these like metal nuggets. They're large. They're probably about grapefruit size. But as you're looking underneath, you're also seeing what appears to be a short sword. The short sword is untouched, and it sort of seeps out that same greenish, brackish liquid from it.
Just from the blade or from the hilt as well?
From the tip.
From the tip. And I will. I'll pick up the sword.
You pull
and
that.
Tell who was the one that went in the chest earlier? Was that
Blanc.
Yeah.
Blanc? I'll tell Blanc about these. Hey, I found some more of those nuggets if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool. I don't know what they are, but they're shiny. Yeah.
So, give Blanc the nuggets, and I will take the sword.
Okay.
Yep, these nuggets that weigh more than me. Yep, just give them to me.
Yeah, he's weighed down pretty heavy right now.
Oh.
All right, I'm going to do one last round for everybody else. So Miresh is doing his thing. Dirt. Going to check and see what that is? Roll me an investigation check, please. Okay. You find a bunch of different manuscripts, and you find a bunch of different memos. These look like orders. This is military intel. This is very valuable. Let's keep going around. Aleister, you're next.
Nada.
Blanc,
Make sure I get the rat back.
your rat comes back.
Yay! That's it.
Okay, so let's go ahead and do a debrief. Congratulations, everybody. You did a phenomenal job today. This was one hell of a game. One hell of a game. I am going to search for a hobgoblin and see how much experience points you get. I had to cancel out all of my other things real quick.
I actually almost died this time.
Oh, 1/2, so it's 100. So I made a mistake in the last thing, is that I gave you all the experience. The only person who gets the full experience is the caravan. You all have to split. So that's 450 plus 450, that's 900, plus 400, which is 1,200. So 1,200 divided by 5?
Maybe 1,300, right?
1,300,
900
sorry.
plus- yeah, you're good. And that over 5 is 260.
260?
Yes.
So the entire party gets 260 experience points. The caravan gets 1,300.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So as I do the math, I don't really have a lot of time for it because I want to make sure that we do a hard stop at 10. But congratulations for anybody who leveled up today. I'm pretty sure that most of you either came close or did. Or you're getting very, very close. I'm going to dole out my bonus experience, so give me just a moment. For the clutch saves, Blanc, you get an extra 60 experience points. For the clutch saving, Dirt, being the only one who wrestled anybody out from that, I'm giving you also 60. For the most kills, I'm going to give this to Aleister. Aleister, you also get 60. For figuring out my puzzles, Miresh, you are going to get... you're already level 3, correct?
Yes,
You're
halfway
gonna
to level 4.
You're going to get 90.
Nice.
And for going in totally shirtless, which was a badass move, you're going to get an extra 60.
Bold strategy, Cotton.
Thanks.
Bold strategy. All right. So with that, I'd like for you all to know a little bit about the items that you procured. What you got was pure steel. Most of the carbon has been eaten out, so these are just lumps of pure steel. These are sellable, and these are very usable. You can either use them yourself for whatever you want to craft, or you can sell them for whatever you want, and that can be something that you RP the next session, or for anybody else who wants to in the next session. The short sword that you got was an acid blade short sword. This is a +1 short sword, and on a successful hit, you deal 1d4 acid damage. So as we are searching through, you successfully rescued 32 people. It's going to take you about a day and a half for you to get back there. You are going to get money. You're getting 5 gold per head for everybody who came back. So 32 times 5, 160?
Yeah.
Thank you. 160 gold for the party. If one of you can also please write this down in the caravan growth so I don't have to. My computer's down there and everything else is happening. I really appreciate it. The items are going to be added in. These are items that do exist on D&D Beyond somewhere, but it's a +1 short sword that also does acid damage as well. Does anybody have any questions about today's session?
Nope.
Nope.
Did you guys have fun?
Oh, yes.
Very much so.
Yep.
Awesome. All right.
The Ravenous actually gave me a challenge this time.
Stop. They're the reasons that just is like, okay, how many people can I kill today? And I'm like, well, just and you keep doing that. I'm just going to be like, screw it. Go for it.
No, they did it. They did a fantastic job.
Yeah, they blew me away. And a lot of inspiration cards were used today. That was a lot of fun. For all of you that are watching, thank you so much for being so active in chat and turning in those trouble bubbles and making the channel points just explode. My metrics are crazy right now, and I can't thank you all enough for everything that you all have been doing. For all the new subscribers, for all the people that are watching for the first time, you may join my Discord. Please drop the Discord into the chat. It's or you can go to my About page on my Twitch. It's twitch.tv/Bazarkus. I have also decided to start putting all of these on YouTube. So in about 2 or 3 days, maybe longer, for this one since I will be traveling for a little while, there is going to be an upload happening as close to 24 hours as possible for this for this session. If you would like to play, join the Discord. There is a channel called Vanguard Roll-Offs or Ravenous Roll-Offs. Right now, everything is a little bit small, so it's just whoever rolls the highest on a D20 roll. And if you're selected, you can play with us next week. I would love to see all of you all again really soon. I'm sure that Horusenio and NightHaze are probably rolling off right now. If you all would like to join just for the community and just to have fun, by all means, please do. I want you guys to be there. We have a lot of wonderful things happening. I'm going to be trying to do something very new. I am in talks with some game shops. Some interesting things are going to be coming our way soon. And I really hope that you guys are on through. Oh, okay. Well, Horusenio, the moment that you come back, everybody's going to be absolutely excited. And I would love to see you on the Vanguard at some point. We are going to be rating Critical Role. It's going to be starting here in just a little bit. This is actually going to give you a lot of channel points as well. So, please do the whole like, follow, subscribe thing. I'm going to drop my socials here in just a moment as well. And how about you guys? Did you guys have a good time? Can I expect to see you rolling off again soon?
Someone in chat said Critical Role doesn't play tonight.
Oh, they don't. Oh, never mind.
Yep.
In which case, let's smash somebody else. Here's somebody who actually does a lot of world building. Her name is Fluffy Flippin' Fox.
That's a great name.
Wow. I love
Yeah.
it.
I'm gonna head out. Thanks for the game, everyone. Have a good night.
Absolutely,
too.
man.
Thank you.
Raid Fluffy PPN. Yeah, because she's so tricky how that works. I think I actually have to capitalize it too. FLUFFYFLIPPNFOX. Okay. Well, I wish you guys all the best. Take care, and I can't wait to see you all again on the next stream. I'm going to try to keep streaming. Tomorrow I'm not going to be streaming. I'll resume my streams next week. I wish you guys all the best. Have a wonderful night, and please join us again soon.
See y'all next time.
Buenos
See you
noches,
next
everybody.
time. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye. Okay, guys, that's everything. Thank you all so much. Bro, you still on?
Yeah.
So talk to me, man. What's going on?
Just that whole fucking experience and time there